All right, all right. So we are we are live. Are we live? Okay, okay. So today it is Sunday. It's Sunday, right? Yeah, yep. It's Sunday. So right now we're currently waiting for a phone call on the trusty house phone. Let me move this here and
This call is now
Esta
being
es
recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
cinco.
Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello,
James.
David.
What's up, James?
Hey, what's up? Hey, how you
sir.
doing tonight?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing better right here because I got my ace deuce back from AVP.
That's
Hey,
right.
what's up, baby boy?
Hey,
Yep.
what's up,
He's in one
Jesse?
piece.
Man, you were missing in
baby?
action yesterday.
I know I heard you guys was up in here getting it in without me. I was like, man, I'm over here in AVP doing my civic duty to the community.
Yep.
But it's okay. I don't mind. Handle your business. I feel left out.
Hey, people look different too here. They look less violent, Jess.
Yeah, well, then I must have done my job.
Yeah, less violent. They're looking for alternatives.
Yeah, they're looking to alternatives to violence.
Hey, we got a comment from Rosa. She put let me see what she put. She put Merry Christmas to all of you. Hey, gracias, Rosa. Highly appreciate that.
Rosa.
Yep.
Yep.
Rosa? From where?
Big gracias to Rosa. We appreciate that. Thank you for the holiday wishes.
Yep. Thank you, Rosa. Glad to have you early on the show.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, checking in. We were talking to Felipe. Felipe said he's been going on in the evening time, and all kinds of people have been tuning in. I was telling Dave, we're going to have to change our hour. That midday operation don't seem to be generating any audience.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? It might be a Felipe. He got a new catchy name.
What is it?
Capricorn
What is
Felipe.
it? Oh yeah, he's a little Capricorn. I gave him a lot of shit about that yesterday.
Capricorn Felipe. What is
Yeah.
that? Was that a male stripper name or
That's
something?
his name. Yep. That's
Oh, wow.
Capricorn. Yeah. That's him, Felipe the
the hell?
Capricorn.
Yeah. Hey, Rosa wrote
And it's his month too.
it is. His
right.
birthday's coming up in 2 days. He's a what is baby what do you call it? A New Year's Eve.
Jesus, babe.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
That's Señor de Jesus right there.
Yep, that's him. That's the man.
Yep. As if his name couldn't get any more chunty, they want to throw de Jesus in there. Felipe de Jesus Acre.
Hey, he got done in.
Yeah, they put my boy with the full pull. He was like Felipe de Jesus Marroquín Rodríguez Beter.
He's
La Tercera.
he's small enough to be in one of the nativity scenes.
Yep.
A little manger.
Yep. Little 10-pound baby in the manger, Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy though. Sticky Flipper, man. That's my boy. We're gonna hook some grub up for his birthday. I was already starting to get some of the stuff together because we're gonna make tamales and burritos for his birthday and Christmas. It's gonna be like a 2-day bolo.
Damn, that's what's up.
Yeah. What's up? What have you been up to, James? What's going on over there? What I missed yesterday with you and my family. By the time I came back, I was whooped, so I just got to hear you guys went on. I didn't really hear a whole lot. But how you been over there?
Man, I've been good, man. I was just telling them, man, that I've been throwing on this virtual reality headset. I've been doing some sidewalk chalk painting with my daughter. We've been setting up this chalk. What is it? Hopscotch. She's into hopscotch right now. So we spent like a few hours outside just painting with chalk, and I'm over here like in the virtual world, cheating. I'm drawing up like a canvas and stuff, and like getting my straight lines going and stuff. So I'm pretty sure some of the neighbors were driving by like, damn, what's up with this fool? This fool, he's on a good one with his VR headset, out in front of the house.
That's right. That's right.
So is that how you did it? You have like it puts like a pattern on the sidewalk and you just trace it?
Yeah. So, but it's a trip because I gotta like make some movies and stuff so I could adjust it like to the floor and like resize it and move it around. So like I got this VR headset and like I got like these two controllers in my hand and I'm maneuvering it around. So I'm pretty sure it looks ridiculous out there. Like you got this dude out there, and just making some weird ass movements, and then I'm putting it on and taking it off because I can't see like all that great because the light's kind of distorted. It's so bright outside that it's distorting like the image or the pattern. But ultimately were able to get it done, and man, it came. My wife came outside. She's like, "Man, this shit looks really good." She's like, "You're like a professional." Like, hey, that's with the help of virtual reality right there.
Plus, you used to get your piece on before, didn't you?
Yeah. So yeah, so it makes it a little bit easier. I mean, I'm not too familiar with chalk and whatnot. I was more of a spray paint type of guy, but the skills definitely come in handy right here. And I'm gonna read off some of these comments right here. We got a comment from Rose or Rosie. She writes, "Hello, everyone," and
Hello.
we just got Starlight join up. She writes, "Good evening, welcome in everyone." Hey, gracias, Starlight. Highly appreciate it.
Yep. Hey, we're glad you're here, Starlight. You were here last night. I was telling my boy Jess about you. We really appreciate you, being a part of this journey with us.
Absolutely,
That's
good stuff.
Yeah.
Anybody that makes a positive contribution to the show is always a good welcome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? James? What you got for us?
We also got a comment from Chuco 18, and he writes, "Que rollo." Can you translate that for
Yeah.
to David for us?
Yeah. I was like, I hope that's not bad.
No, that's basically like,
I was like, that's cool. And you're like, I don't know why you say that's cool, man. That's what just got at you foul. That vato just unleashed on you,
Yeah. He wants to know what's the haps.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah. So what's our topic of conversation for tonight?
I don't know. I gotta make sure I'm armed with my shit right here. You know that sound, James, right? Does
Yeah.
that trigger you?
Yeah. Oh man, hey, did you leave a little trail? Going to the room tonight?
I don't know. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Is that Uncle Ben's?
I'm not sure. That's Uncle Ben's right here. No,
That's Keefe's. That's Keefe's Ben. That's Ben Keefe.
Yep.
That's Keefe bend over.
I gotta make sure I always gotta make sure I got my eyes on the rice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to lose sight of that bag of rice.
Hey, proceed with
It's all
caution.
bad. Proceed with caution.
Proceed with caution. Hey, so are we broadcasting on YouTube and
Yeah.
TikTok?
We're on both right now. We're doing a simultaneous stream. And as speaking of YouTube, we actually got Maribel Vasquez, and she writes, "Hello, everyone." Hey, what's up, Maribel? How you doing tonight?
All right.
Cool. Yeah, $10 to you too.
I don't know why that name sounds familiar, but probably because we hear it on here.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I feel like I've heard that name before.
Yeah. So we want to do a disclaimer. Like Jess and I were talking. We want to do a disclaimer. Like we don't promote prison to begin with. That's not what we're about.
Well, hold on. Before we go to the disclaimer, real quick. Excuse me. Not to interrupt, but we just feel that maybe there may be people out there, who feel, that we come down one way or the other on the spectrum of here or there, whether it's general population, whether it's S and Y, whether it's, you know what I mean, and so that's where Dave is coming from when he's talking about a disclaimer, right? Because there are people out there who may listen to the show for a little bit, may hear something, may have a perspective or an opinion about what it is we have to say, and we've made it clear about this show from the very beginning. We're all about promoting positive. I spent almost 20 years. I spent 18 years over there on the main line in general population. You know what I mean? I spent my whole life from the age of 12 dedicated to my street gang, and I spent almost 18 years in here dedicated to the prison gang. And I genuinely believe in everything I stood for on that side. And I still have some of my closest friends that are still over there, dudes that I consider my family, and but I don't play that here or there. I'm here because of circumstance. I overplayed my hand. I got in trouble, but I went against the rules and the standards that I lived by for so long, and I got myself in trouble, and I got myself hurt, and it was a matter of life and death for me, but I will tell you this: when I first came here, I hated the fact that I was here. I hated the fact that I overplayed my hand. I didn't understand what it was. But I'm gonna tell you right now, from where I stand today, it was the best thing that could ever happen to me. And I don't promote this SNY shit. I don't promote GP shit. I don't promote prison at all. I started this channel with James to show people a different side of prison, because a lot of people believe that all there is to prison is there. And the reality of it is, I'm not preaching there or here. I'm preaching individual man standing on their feet and change. So I just wanted to say that, and while Dave goes ahead and expresses a disclaimer, and we say this conversation, we're going to have this conversation, not for conflict purposes, not to throw shade on anybody, not to, you know what I mean? Like I said, I got nothing against anybody who's still lost in the sauce doing what they're doing, But there are people out there who feel that we may be like promoting this or promoting that. That's absolutely not the case. So go ahead, Dave.
Yeah,
that way there's some context into why it is.
No, it's true, because we've heard some stuff on here, and we have people that kind of look out for us and kind of pick off some of the negative comments that come up. Oh, them vatos are papesetas, them vatos are this and that, or they're probably over there for drug debts, and vatos fucked up, and woody woody whoop, and fuck, and it goes on, and
and off the top though, real quick, Dave. The truth about it is, if anybody that is saying those things though, because I'm gonna tell you this, if anybody who decides to run mine or your name through the system, anybody who really knows what we were doing when doing that,
exactly.
The truth about it is, no real motherfucker is gonna be on no social media gang banging or bad mouthing. If you a gangster and you're classy about what you're doing, you don't got an opinion one way or the other about what two PC motherfuckers are doing.
Exactly.
You're going to keep your gangster to yourself, and you're going to stay in your lane.
Exactly.
But that's just the reality of it, because when I was over there, I didn't have nothing to say about anybody over there. This world didn't fucking exist to me.
Yeah, exactly. And when I was in the hole, though, there was dudes that we would see passing by, and I knew that them dudes were on this side, and I said what's up to them. Like, I just minded my own business. Like, it's what it was. I knew it was business.
If the door's open, I could hit.
You know what time it was, and if not, I was going to stay classy about it. You know what I mean? I was a gentleman. You know what I mean? And I was a gangster. That's what it was.
And I knew most of the homies that have gotten in trouble.
Exactly. And their circumstances and their situations, and it's what it is. We're not trying to steer nobody to come into this side. We're not trying to steer anybody to stay on that side, to leave that side, and none of that. All we want to do is make people aware. Think for themselves. Make them aware. Hey, man, you can
do these things even over there.
Yeah, you don't. And if you can't, then you got to leave.
Right.
You shouldn't be over there. If you can't be your own man over there, and you can't just say, hey, look, I'm going to do my time. I'm going to program, and I'm going to recover. If you can't do that somewhere, then you should probably leave, because it's not your line to yourself. Right. That's what it is. And do you got to come to SNY? Absolutely not. You could go to a non-designated yard.
Yep, you go to level 2.
Yeah, go level 2, go non-designated, and do all that stuff. And we don't want kids in prison. We're not trying to ruin no kids' lives or anything like that. We want kids to avoid this place, to learn from our mistakes. If you're curious about prison is prison. It's a cesspool. It's a parasitic environment. Yes, there are weird ass people on this yard. Yep, there are.
Just like there's weird ass people on the main line.
As simple as that. It's like, come on. You have to rise above these mistakes and understand you've made mistakes.
Right.
And get on with your life. Support your family. Get yourself a partner. Or do it on your own. It don't matter. But the fact of the matter is, you're making your own decisions.
And this is how I see it. Like I say, I have boys on the line who are trying to do everything they can over there. They're trying to do whatever they can to try to get out of prison. They're programming. They're going to school.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
And hey, I gotta commend them for it. The only thing I feel bad for those dudes when they get to a place and there's a dude there that says, nah, fuck no, you're not going there. I don't like what it's doing to you. It's making you soft. Or, hey, what, you think you better than us now? Or, and now it's like, nah. Because the truth about it is, anybody that knows the real knows that there's yards. I've been on them, where there's brothers who are saying, nope, you're not going to group. That's that fucking weirdo shit. You're not going over there. You're not going to do the necessary things you have to do to get out of prison. You know what I mean?
Yeah, why you so worried about getting out of prison?
Yeah, why you want to get out of prison so
this is
damn
your
bad?
home.
If you're trying to get out of prison that bad, then maybe I can't trust you.
Exactly.
You know, and that's the kind of mindset people start to take in that lifestyle. But again,
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
mothers are going home from the main line. So when we talk about this recovery and this change and this self-help stuff, we're not saying you could do it here, you can't do it over there. Some places over there you can't do it, but there are guys going home from the main line, and I got to definitely tilt my hat to you guys because you guys are doing what's necessary. It's got to be a lot harder over there than it is here. You know, certain aspects of it. You want to call back for?
Yeah. James, we're going to go ahead and give you a call back.
Hey, before we cut the line, we got about 20 seconds. We got a Iceman in the house.
Yep. Hey, Iceman. Finally, we were wondering where the heck you were.
We were worried about the Iceman. I messaged you the other day. I was hoping, that's good shit.
Yep. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to the Iceman.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and give you a call back, James.
All right, cool, for sure.
Cool.
All right, so for those of you that are wondering who these gentlemen are, they are, this is Jesse Nava and David Lopez. They're cellies, and they're currently located at Sentinel State Prison. They know each other from childhood, from the halls. If you guys want to hear their backstory, if you go to @CollectCallFrom on YouTube, go to playlist and just either look up Jesse Nava or David Lopez. You'll find their backstories, and you can see, how it all started and where they end up. I mean, obviously from the phone calls, you guys know where they're at. And then right now when they call back, I'll go ahead and read off the comment that you left on their Starlight.
This call is now being recorded.
Esta es Global Tellink. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
5.
Gracias por utilizar Global Tellink.
Hello.
Sit there in your own little cesspool anyway.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we got some comments right here. We got a comment from Starlight, and she writes, you got to look out for yourself because at the end of the day, it's your life. Keep your head up. And then we also got a comment from Rosa. She writes, family members are waiting for you.
Exactly.
100%. And that's the truth about it right there. That's the only problem that I can honestly say, like, for a lot of the brothers that are still stuck in that are lost in the thoughts and still living that life, that it's hard for us to understand. For me, it was hard for me to understand when I was there that I had people doing time with me, people who loved me, people who cared about me, people who were doing this time with me. As far as I was concerned, I was just sitting here making the best of a bad situation. I gave no consideration to people out there waiting for me, my daughters, family members, my son, my wife, like all these people that were waiting for me. I gave no consideration to that. And because you can't afford to when you're living that life, because then you become, it was predator or prey. And if I allowed myself to get weak and start considering the things that were more important than what I was doing in here, then I was susceptible to make a bad decision. And ultimately, in the end, I made a bad decision anyways. That's the truth about it, because you can't help but to start thinking about other things when you start seeing so much bullshit going on around you. You start to ask yourself, what am I doing? You're not, the illusion isn't as clear to you anymore, and so they're absolutely right. You got to do what's best for yourself. And again, I don't say for a second that I came to this side because I had made this decision that I wanted to change my life. I came to this side to save my life. That's 100%. I don't make no reservations about, I woke up and seen the light one day. When I came over here, I still 100% believed in everything I was doing over there. I made a fucked up decision. I made a bad choice by the standards I was living by then. You know what I mean? I can look at it now, and I thank God that I was able to leave there with my life and face the circumstances and the situations here so that I am where I am today. Because there's a bunch of guys on this side who still live, breathe, think the exact same way that I did when I was over there. And I was one of those guys even when I first got here, But I've come to a place in my life where, like, man, now I know who I am today. I can stand on my own 2 feet. My values have completely shifted to what's important. And when you're over there, when I was over there, I wasn't doing my own time. The reality of it is, if somebody says it's time to go, it's time to go. You know, and usually I was the person that said it was time to go because I put myself in those kind of situations, you know. And so, you know, it's I've heard something about that somebody felt like if we were promoting this SNY stuff, you know what I mean? And like Dave said, we're not promoting prison in any way, shape, or form, and quite the contrary. What we're trying to do is promote transformation, promote people to stop for a minute and think like Rosa and was it Starlight?
Yeah.
Starlight saying, you know, like, think about your family for once. You know, think about yourself for once and say, okay, what am I doing? You know, where am I going to be in 5 years? Where am I going to be in 10 years? Well, chances are, if you're doing the same thing right now that you were doing 5 years ago, you're going to be doing the same thing 5 years from now if you don't start making some changes. And so that's what we're trying to promote. Fuck prison. Fuck this peseta shit. Fuck being in the GP. Fuck this prison shit as a whole. What we're trying to do is, and excuse my language, you know, forget this stuff. We're trying to, like how Dave said, we're trying to deter kids from making the same mistakes we made. There's nothing cool. We're not ruining anybody's lives. If anything, we're trying to get some youngster, trying to get somebody to be like, hey, listen to these older cats. You know, and that in itself is embarrassing that now we are those older cats. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it seemed like just yesterday we were the little homies, and now we are those older cats.
Why you got to call me the older cat, Jess?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, doggy, but I'm getting younger. That's what happens when you get old, you get right up. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to show them a different way, you know, give a message that maybe somebody can take to their little brother, their primo, their, you know, even their older, and that doesn't have to be younger ones. Tell some of their older loved ones who may be in prison, like, hey, check this out, man. Like, I understand what you're going through because I heard these dudes, and again, there's nothing that anybody's going through over there on that side that we haven't gone through. You know what I mean? That's just the truth about it. You know, whether you're afraid to make your own choices, whether you're afraid to stand on your own 2 feet, whether you're afraid to be like, you know what, I'm going to step back from all this, I'm going to start minding my own business, and I'm going to just...
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
A lot of guys stay doing drugs because it's hard for them to handle being locked behind a door, you know, just doing time. So we're just trying to convey that there's something else that you could be doing with your life besides the silliness that we've been doing for so long, whether it's out there or in here. It's not about prison. We're not, you know, somebody may have felt like if we're trying to like convince these youngsters like, hey, you know, no, I'm trying to convince you, I don't want you coming in here and coming to an SNY. I don't want you coming in here, period. And if you're in the GP, I don't want you waiting till you're 39 years old like I did to get your head out of your ass. If you come into prison at 18, 19 years old, 20 years old, 22, 23, 24 years old, the stuff that they're offering in prison today, take advantage of it. So by the time you're 30, you're a grown-ass man, and if it's your opportunity to get out of prison, you can leave prison better than when you came in. Don't come in here like I did at 21 years old and stay that same idiot till I was 39, 40 years old. You know what I mean? Like, it took me that long before I started to see the light. You know, I'm 44 years old now, and for once I can say I'm a man. For once in my life, I can say I'm a man. Today, I think like a man. I act like a man. You know what I mean? Not to say I don't be clowning around and knacking it out with Dave like we're romper rooming this smoke, but, you know, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, that's the truth about it. You know, we in here clowning all the time, but like I said, we make grown-up decisions now. You know, I look forward to getting out of prison and facing life on life's terms and having grown-up problems. You know, that's the truth about it. I spent my whole life running from responsibility, running from accountability, and so that's all we try to promote on this channel, you know, and anybody, you know, I know we get a lot, we're on TikTok, and we may get a lot of dudes, a lot of high-nines, a lot of people that listen that, you know, have some connection to dudes on the line, or a lot of dudes that listen that have, your homeboys or busters, their brothers, or they may do time, and they may listen and be like, oh, man, these fools are this, you know what I mean? Like, straight up, 100%. I got in trouble over there, and that's why I'm here. And I thank God that I had the opportunity to be here because I was able to come to a place. Over there, I would have never been able to think for myself. I didn't have that kind of strength. And for the ones who are doing it over there, I tilt my hat to you.
I fucked up, and I'm glad I did.
Yep.
Over there because that made me who I am today.
Yep.
I made a mistake, man. If I wouldn't have made that mistake, God knows what other mistakes that I would have made. Because realistically, I was hurting a lot of people. I was harming the people that I love around me, I was harming people. I take somebody's life.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, how much worse of a mistake can you possibly make than taking somebody from their family for forever? They're gone. There's no one doing that.
Yeah.
And those were the decisions that I was making while I was trapped under that ideology. And I thank God every day that I made the mistakes that I made, because that made me who I am today. I would have never been able to see it until it was too late.
Absolutely.
And I would have lost my own life eventually.
And I know a lot of people are probably like, oh, these guys. And when I say I messed up, I overplayed my hand. Like, I'm not on this side. Anything to do drug related. Anybody, my name's out there. Anybody who knows who I am, check on me. Anybody that's ever known that name right there, it's all over the podcast, knows that I've been dealing drugs since I was 12 years old. Anybody that's ever done time with me will tell you that I've flooded every yard that I've ever been on in the state of California. Not just here, the county jail system. Drug dealing is what I did better than anything else. That's the truth about it. You know what I mean? So anybody that says, they may probably got in drug debts, no, I'm the motherfucker that put people in drug debts, and I'm ashamed of that today.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed to think that I victimized so many people by getting people strung out on the drugs that I was bringing into prisons and bringing into jails, and the drugs that I was selling on the streets, because I was perpetuating that cycle of crime.
Yeah.
I have people out there, I've had people's moms calling my cell phone, please, what are you talking about? I don't have nothing to do with what's happening, and I can look back at that now, when back then I'd go out there and tell that dude, check it out, you idiot, you ever have your mom call my phone again, you're gone, fool, straight up. You know what I mean? Like, I look back at it now, and it's like, man, what the fuck, like, this is the kind of stupid shit we were doing. You know what I mean? Like, we were victimizing people's families out there, when here we are, we're in prison thinking like, oh, it's a victimless crime. I'm just selling dope. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to provide for my family. I'm just trying to do what I got to do. It's
far from the truth.
Far from the truth. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, the problems that we got in are a lot bigger than people want to be hanging out with on social media. You know what I mean? Like, again, anybody that's been in this shit with me, they know what the fuck I was doing over there, and they know what it is. You know what I mean? Did I get in trouble? I absolutely got in trouble. And I'm grateful that I was able to walk away with my life, and I'm grateful to have the opportunity where I'm at today. And the last thing I want to do is have any youngster or anybody have to go through the same things that I went through.
Yep.
And that's the only thing we're promoting. We don't promote it. This SNY shit is just as funny style as over there. I walked away from over there with a lot of good shit too, though. There's a lot of disciplines that I brought from over there. There's a lot of things going on that I carry with me today.
I left with a 6-pack.
Yeah, there you go. Dave left with a 6-pack. I left. That Rutina was a mofo, huh?
Yeah, it was a motherfucker. Yeah, I was super cut up. There's all kinds of crazy workouts. Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead.
I could do a burpee like you can't believe.
Let me read out some of these comments right here. So we got a comment from Starlight, and she writes, outsiders fail to realize it's not just our loved ones doing time. We do time as well. And then let me see. And then we have somebody that goes by user, and he writes, James is waiting for you guys. That one had me cracking up. And then James is waiting for you guys. Because you know how you were talking about that you have loved ones waiting for you guys to come out.
Yeah.
He put James is waiting for you guys too.
James, our loved ones.
Hell yeah, we're waiting for James.
That's right.
I low key we're looking forward to being able to go out there and post up and kick it with you, and not just you, some of the people that we've met on this channel. You know what I mean? Like, we've made real life friends on this channel, and that when we say loved ones out there, those are the people we're included. You know what I mean? Especially you. You know what I mean? Like, you've been on this journey with us, and I get to turn on my tablet and look at the videos you've sent me of the fellas that you stood with out there, and I can't wait. That's something that I look forward to every day. Like, when I get to stand in front of that sign and do my video with you. You know what I mean? That means I made it. You know what I mean? So absolutely, James is waiting. Just like we waiting to be out there with James.
And I can't wait. Hey, the day you guys tell me, hey, I got found suitable for parole, hey, I'm gonna be there on 150 days from that date.
Yeah. And it's coming. It's coming sooner than later. And that's one of the biggest things that I love about being right here is I can do me. You know what I mean? I can do me and ensure that I'm getting out of prison. I was a weak person. I can be honest to admit that over there, I would have never had the courage. And like I said, there.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I respect the hell out of the ones who are getting out of prison from the main line. You know what I mean? Who had the courage to start making those changes there. For me, that's not the kind of person I was. I was so immersed in my bullshit and what the things that were going on over there. I would have never had the courage to do the right thing over there. You know what I mean? And so that's what I'm glad about here is there's less things that I have to deal with, you know, as far as when it comes time to making the changes. I'm the only one I have to deal with when it comes to my change. Over there, I had to deal with a lot more than just myself, you know?
Yeah, over there I hit rock bottom and I started digging.
Yeah, exactly.
I found a shovel and tried to go farther into the freaking limestone.
Yeah, and it's not just there too. You know, we have a lot of the same issues here. You know, I wanted to bring up something. You know, we went out to group tonight. We do a self-help group voluntarily out here on the yard, and it's for mostly all lifers. And the reality is most of the dudes in that group are all guys that we were on the main line with and dudes that have come a long way, you know. And
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
these guys are committed to their transformation, and every weekend night yard, you know, they commit their 1 hour to go out there and we fellowship. You know, we're working some of the steps for Criminals and Gang Members Anonymous, but again, you know, some of these dudes were on the line a long time, politicking, doing, you know, like we all walk the same walk at some point in time. And some habits die hard, you know, you know, and some people have certain manias that it's just hard for them to shake, you know. You break down some character defects, you build up new ones, you know. You want to call back or what?
Yeah, I'm going to give you a call back right now, James.
All right, cool, for sure. We'll be waiting. All right, so if you guys ever, got these collect calls from either a juvenile facility, county jail facility, state facility, federal facility, you know, normally these calls are limited to about 15 minutes or so. After the 15 minutes, they're automatically cut off. So we just hit the 15-minute mark. They should be calling in, and they should be calling back in the next moment or two. Once they do, you guys will hear that payphone on the wall, ringing, and then we'll go ahead and patch them through. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them, and I'll go ahead and ask them in the order they are received.
This call is now being recorded.
Esta es Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
5.
Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we got Vicky, Marie, and Johnny. They're saying hi, and then we also got JD Morales, and he writes, "Hello, everybody."
Hey, what's up?
Welcome in.
Welcome to X. You have a collect call from.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're in case you guys are just tuning in, Jesse and I, we've been on a good 40-minute rant, so want you guys to know.
You just got here. We're obviously emotional right now.
Yeah, we were very bothered. Oh yeah, Jesse was talking about the CGA thing we do out there in the yard, and so we do this group, and at the end of the day, right, this yard is lacking in programs. It just is. The college here, I like the college program here. We have Imperial Valley College, which is an on-site college. We have professors that come in for associate's degrees, and we have San Diego State University here for the bachelor's program. So we're very fortunate to have that. The self-help groups, they have them, but there's not a lot of spaces, not a lot of seats for those groups, and they're not enough. They call you in for, there's different types of groups, but it'll be like one group a week. They'll throw you in there with a mix of people, whoever's on the list, on the waiting list. And so you get in there with a bunch of people, and sometimes people are just in there chasing chronos, and it's just, there's other times where they'll put facilitators in there that they choose, and those people they're messing around still, or so they're not the kind of person you want to sit there while they're high just on a rant for 2 hours in a classroom. So what we do is we took it upon ourselves and we created the CGA on the yard, which is Criminals and Gang Members Anonymous. And we do that every night yard of our weekend. So some weeks it's on Saturday, some weeks it's on Sunday. So we just had ours tonight. And there's a lot of frustration because it's hard to get the administration support to sign completion chronos for guys that are going to board, and they, some of them need to show. Well, everybody going to board needs to have some sort of record of pro-social activity. So we like to get them these chronos, but there's people that they're real quick to turn a group political because they haven't come into an understanding that it's not about the chronos. It's about learning something. It's about having a support network and accountability partners. That's what those groups are really for, So, there's a lot of complaining because we're not able to get the captain's signature to sign some chronos. And I feel like I understand what they're going through, but also it's kind of hard to. They're right in a lot of the sense where it's like, man, like, why is it so difficult to get some support here from something positive that we're doing on the yard? They spent millions of dollars on these camera systems. Like, these camera systems are so good on our yard that they can literally hear you whispering. They got the microphones on them, and they can literally hear your conversation. They could read a piece of paper in your hand. There's dudes that are getting in trouble for doing things on the yard that they're not supposed to. And it's like, all right, well, if you can use the camera systems for that, how come you can't use the camera system just to verify that we're running the group that we say we're running and sign off on it? They spend all this time on these, and that's what I don't get. When we bring these things up, they act like it's they want us to go through the it's called a community resources manager here to get them to sign off and support the groups. Well, the fact of the matter is that the community resource manager here, he don't mess with us. He's not someone that we ever see. We write a request and it doesn't get answered, and so there's a lot of problems. So Jesse and I were a little frustrated about that. It's like, man, we do a lot to help people, and there's a part of me that thinks, well, I help people, but why should I put myself out there for people that are just going to complain or find something to pick apart the way I live my life? I live my life cleaner than, realer than probably anybody I've seen in prison. I've never seen anybody that's like how Jesse and I do our time. We've never seen anything like this before, except for, the guys who have gone home. So it's a little frustrating.
And what it is, basically what irritates me is like some of these dudes are taking other people's inventory when it's like the reality is you're supposed to be focused on what's working for you. You know what I mean? Like, you taking my inventory isn't going to get you out of prison. You know what I mean? Like, like I had to tell the dude right now, if they're like, man, everybody in here got secrets. Everybody in here got some sort of compromise. Everybody in here has reservations about one thing or another. You know what I mean? We're not perfect. Nobody's going to be perfect in prison. Nobody's going to be perfect in life, period. All what we're doing is we're striving for progression. You know what I mean? And every day we're making better and better choices. And like I told old boy, we have the top 5. You know what I mean? Those 5, there will never be a compromise on those 5, period. You know what I mean? But if you want to break this rule, you want to have a line, or you want to have an extra pair of shoes, like, a reservation's a reservation. You know what I mean? And unless you're going to be walking around here like a fucking monk, I don't want to hear something you got to say about who's doing what. And I mean, like, and that was my thing. Like, man, you don't talk about what somebody else is doing. You only want to hold somebody accountable when you don't like something specifically pertaining to you. Like, you don't feel like somebody's catering to you, and now you have an issue with what somebody else is doing. And what's, what's worse than what somebody else is doing is you talking shit about that person. And so, it just sucks to have to still be dealing sometimes with stuff like that, even when you're in recovery and handling, doing everything you can to generate a certain positive synergy around here. You still have people who, again, these people in recovery too. Some of these guys, they're doing the best they know how, but it's like every now and then you got to remind them, like, look, homeboy, like you're not doing my time, you're doing your time. You know what I mean? Oh, well, this guy, we could be doing so much better if that guy is like, well, hold on, man. Like, well, you could be doing a lot better if you weren't talking about that, man. How about that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'd be doing a whole lot better if you weren't worried about what he's doing, because then you could focus more on what you're supposed to be doing. And, oh, yeah, but, man, and it's, to me, it's like, come on, homie, I played this game for years. I've played this game. So, and I see your little weak-ass political angle, and I see your little weak-ass campaign, but it's like, come on, fool, like, focus on you. Don't focus on other people, you know what I mean? Because if I feel that shade coming in my direction, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be...
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Hey, the thing is, what they fail to understand is that we don't need them for anything.
Right.
And whatever angle is that they want to do, like if they want to try to run one of the programs or do, put their name on something, go ahead. I'll pull back and just kick on back in the cell.
Yeah.
They're not affecting me. If anything, it'll save me more time.
Yeah. I got more time to do what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I have other things.
Trying to help everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got other things to do. So go ahead, have fun. And that's something that I had to realize, is that I don't seek to do anything but get out of prison.
Exactly.
That's my goal. That's what I want. I want to get out of prison and just start my life. I'll probably be 50 by the time I get out.
I'll be 21.
Yeah, 50 with the mind of a 21-year-old.
Yeah.
And we're preserved in here, James.
I know that.
Yeah, we're like in a can.
We got that shelf life.
I still got baby fat.
Is that what this is right here on my belly?
Yeah, that's baby fat right there. Jesse looks like the Gerber baby.
I look like the Michelin Man in this
You look like Get in my belly. Felipe looks like he's 7.
Anita looks like a freaking gingerbread cookie.
Yeah.
It looks like a gingerbread cookie with...
Hey, Felipe got that Yucatan blood, though, From the Yucatan, That's the jungles down there. That's southern Mexico. And I always tell that fool, because that fool's super healthy, but he's real short, and Felipe's pretty slow. Like, he works out pretty hard with us.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I tell that fool one of these days...
I just realized Stripper wasn't out there, huh?
No, he said he's going to watch the Cowboy game.
Yeah, right. That's why he was asleep when they did the freaking wine sweep. That was a bum.
He's a bum.
You're a bum, Flipper!
Yeah, so he freaking... Hey, so we were like, you know what? One day we're going to be running or working out like on the track right here, and Felipe's just going to fall dead, We're going to ask, how did he die? And they'll be like, oh, that fool was like 90 years old.
Yeah, that was Benjamin Button.
Who died of old age. That fool died of natural causes, old age.
Yeah.
Like, damn, what the hell?
Right. Just like he was 15 till he was 100.
Yeah, that fool's birth certificate was written on a scribe. Written on papyrus.
Yeah, exactly. They found his birth certificate with the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yeah. Oh, it was 200 years old. I'll be damned. Yep. That's Flipper the Dawn right there.
Hey.
Down Flipper though.
Yep.
I got some comments here from Rosa, and she writes. Let me see. What she wrote. She wrote Mercy wrote to lifers. I never give up on my son. Always wanted nothing but the best for him, and as a mother, the pain is real. Yes, that's great. Goal. Yes, that's a great goal. Getting out.
Getting out.
She got the son that's busted, doing all day.
She hasn't said, but yeah, from the sounds of it, it sounds like her son might be involved in some things. If you don't mind sharing, Rosa.
Yeah, the crazy part is that how she said that right about that. She's a mom. She's hurting. That's real pain. Whatever her son is doing or whatever he did to come to prison, that directly affected her. She's impacted by it, and I didn't realize it. I knew my mom was like, she didn't agree with the things that I was doing. Obviously, she was upset about it, but I looked at her like, well, how is that affecting you? I'm the one that's sitting in a cell. I'm the one that's gone. I'm the one that's without the things that I need. So
You should feel sorry for me.
yeah, if anything, but her life goes on, mine doesn't. But there was when I got sentenced to life in prison. I heard the words, and it's a sobering experience to hear the judge tell you, that you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison. And the way that the judge was reading off the years, and it was crazy because I was doing the math in my head, and the judge told me, well, for the second degree 187, I sentence you to 15 years to life. And I'm like, all right, 15 years to life, that's still life, but it ain't so bad. And then he's like, and I sentence you to a consecutive term of 25 years to life. So I'm doing the math in my head. I'm like, damn, that's 40 years. That's two life sentences on top of each other. And then when he said, and I'm sentencing you for 2 years prior to prison, I was like, damn, that fool hit me with 2 more years.
Man, where am I supposed to get all these years from?
Yeah, and I'm doing the math in my head, and I'm like, damn, I'm gonna get out when I'm 70, and I'm running these numbers, but I look back because my mom was in the visiting room, man, and my mom was crushed. She was crushed, and my sister was crushed. My mom was crushed, like they were crying, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, man, I couldn't comprehend their pain. I was so desensitized by that point that I couldn't understand like why they felt like that.
Yeah, in your mind, you're like, oh, they know this is where I'm always at. Why is it a big deal to them?
Yeah,
like in prison, it's no big deal.
Yeah,
At
like
that time, you're never coming back, as far as they're concerned.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
Yeah, I'm gonna be gone for the rest of my life, and so
it breaks a part of them.
Yeah, that's something that, and I can see it, I can see that raw pain.
Yeah.
And to me, they were just reading off numbers, sending me home.
Yeah.
And that's I don't think like that now. What's up, James?
David, let me ask you. So, how long did it take you? How long did it take for it to sink in, to realize the pain that you had caused your family? Was it there at the court, or was it?
No.
Probably about 7 minutes ago.
I'm
I'm about to have a panic attack right now. Hold on, let me call you back so you can hear it.
All right, all right.
A great question, though.
Yeah.
All right. So for those of you tuning in, we're currently live and direct with Jesse and David. They're located at Centinela State Prison. They should be calling back in the next moment or two, and we'll go ahead and continue on with their with their conversation, if you will. Like I said, if you guys have any questions for them, feel free to drop them in the chat, and I'll go ahead and ask them, in the order they are received. If you just want to listen, that's fine too. If you want to participate, that'll be great. It'll help us, get into the algorithm, get into the front of your page, if you will, and bring some more people in. The more the merrier. And there it is. The prison phone is ringing.
This call is now being
Esta
recorded.
es Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
5.
Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello.
Yeah. What's up? All right. So you asked a good question. So you're asking, when did I realize that how bad I affected my mom?
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much right there on the spot, I was able to comprehend their pain right there. Like I could see it, and there was a time where I hadn't seen my mom in person for like 7 years. 'Cause I was, yep, agua.
Gracias.
Yep. I was up and down the state, you know, and I was all over the place. I had been in county. I was in county for 5 years, and you know they don't have contact visits in county, and so I hadn't actually got to like physically touch my mom, you know, give her a hug or anything like that, you know. So I ended up in Corcoran, then Tehachapi. Finally, my mom came up when I was in Tehachapi, and I was been about 7 years. So my mom gave me a hug, and my mom was like, man, my mom doesn't cry. My mom's a real strong lady. She's she's just not a crier. And when I seen her, that was the second time I seen her cry. You know, and she gave me a hug, and she was just crying, and my mom like kind of sobbed a little bit, you know, and I was just, to me it was crazy because I had disconnected so much, not from my mom, but just from the reality of my situation, where I was looking at it like I'm all right, I'm alive, I'm comfortable, you know. I've been in the system a long time, so I was kind of like, I missed my mom, of course, you know. I got emotional thinking about that moment before, but I wasn't willing to think about it longer than just a couple seconds, because it's a painful thing, you know, to know that you've hurt your family like that. It's a terrible thing. The person that, you know, that I took off this earth, you know, from their family, I seen his mom, I seen his sister, you know, I seen his brother and his family members that came to my trial, and I absorbed their pain as well. I wasn't willing to acknowledge it at the time, but that affected me tremendously. Think about, man, that I caused that. Like, he wasn't just somebody to throw away. He wasn't just a casualty of the game. You know, that was somebody that was very much cared for, very much loved. No matter what he was doing in his life at that time, just like no matter what I was doing in my life, like I was really, really loved, and I squandered that love. You know, I took it for granted. And the individual that I took away, you know, I think about it like, man, you know, they'll never have him again, other than going to visit him, you know, at his grave. So those are things that are, it's very sobering to think about.
It's funny that you asked that question, James, because for me, the reality of it is, like, my mom never accepted that I was going to do life in prison all the way to her deathbed. She literally, like, the last conversation I ever had with her, she was like, before she went into surgery to have her open heart surgery, she was like, oh, mijo, when you get out, make sure you take care of your sister, because I have a sister that's 10 months older than me, but she's slow, so she's like a 15-year-old or you know, she's like a younger girl, you know. And and my mom was like, you know, like she refused to go into the surgery all weekend. She's like, nope, until I talk to my son. And I called, and my sister's like, oh, what the hell, Jess? Why haven't you called? And I'm like,
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
but the whole time that I had been fighting my case before my mom passed away, you know, she'd always be like, don't talk like that, you're getting out, or don't, you know, like, don't, you know, and I would try to tell her, like, look, Mom, just stop with that, like, you need to accept the reality. Like, she'd be like, you were a kid, you were a teenager, they can't just lock up a little boy. I'm not a little boy, woman, you know what I mean? I'm 21 years old, you know, all the way up to, I believe I was 24 when she passed away. Let's see, she died in 2004, maybe, somewhere around there.
Well, when I was in Blythe with you?
Yeah,
around that time?
Yeah, it was around that time. I was in Blythe when it happened. They called me out right there to the podium, to the front.
2004, I was over there.
Yep, it was 2004. So yeah, see, for 3 years, basically, my first 3 years I was in here, she was like, nope, you were a kid, you were a teenager, they can't do that, they can't do this, you know, like, they have to give you a chance, and you know, and I'm like, Mom, because you know, she see me coming in out of the juvenile hall system my whole life, you know, and she's just like, oh, they have to give you a chance. They never gave you the chance. They never, you know, like, and it's crazy that's how blinded our parents are by their love for us. You know what I mean? Like, and even down to like I said, the day before she went into surgery, you know, I spoke with her. I called. My sister did a three-way. We called to the hospital, and she was like, oh, mijo. She's like, why? You know, I've been so worried about you. And I'm like, worried about me? They told me you had a heart attack. What the hell? What's going on here? You know what I mean? Like, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna go in for this surgery. Though they said I have to have immediate surgery, but I wasn't gonna do. And so I was like, all right, well, what's up? Like, oh, you sound good. Like everybody I talked to before I got to talk to you, everybody's all panicking and flipping out. And she's just like, yeah, well, because I guess she had a stroke. You know what I mean? And I was in Blythe, and usually she'd come see me over there in Blythe because my abuelita used to live right there in Quartzsite, Arizona. So she'd go to her mom's house and then come visit me right there. But she hadn't come to see me, and I was kind of tripping out, like, what's going on, you know? And so finally I called one day, and my sister Rachel was like, where have you been? I've been waiting here at the house for you. Like, my mom's in the hospital and this and that. And I'm like, tripping out. So anyway, she's like, we need to call and talk to her. She needs to talk to you. She needs to get this surgery. She's been needing it all weekend, but she refused to go to surgery because she could have passed away in the surgery. So anyway, she's telling me, though, literally in that conversation, she's like, promise me that when you get out of prison that you're going to come take care of your sister, you know, that you're going to come and don't, you know, and this and that. But the crazy thing about it is, by chance, though, she told my sister Ruth, she goes, look, if for some reason they keep Jesse in there, don't leave my son in there by himself. You know, whatever you do, don't leave my son in there by himself. So even though the little piece of her had accepted, like, maybe my son is not going to get out, because she told my sister, whatever you do, don't leave my son in there in jail by himself. And so, but to me, she told me, she's like, when you come home, you better make sure you take care of Bonnie. You're the only one that can handle her. You know what I mean? This and that. And so I was just like, don't worry, Mom, I got you. You know, this and that. Because to me, I'm just trying to make her feel peace of mind, you know? And, but I never, like, for you, how you said you realized the pain that you caused her right there, like, I never, it never really dawned on me. It never dawned on me the pain that I caused my mom until I realized the pain that I was causing my wife. You know what I mean? Like, because my wife is the only other person that's given me the same kind of love that my mother gave me, unconditional. You know what I mean? She's the only other person that I could say in my life that loved me that same way. You know what I mean? Like, I could just do no wrong. And so when I came to the realization of what I was doing to her, it made me realize what I had been doing to my mother. And even more so when I got my Franklin hearing. You know what I mean? When I got my Franklin hearing and I was able to read through all my old probation reports and stuff, I realized, then it even hit me like a ton of bricks again, because my mom was telling the probation officer things, and to me, she was my best friend. To me, it was like, my mom was ride or die with me no matter what it was. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, she just, you know, and even though she'd give me shit and we'd be beefing, at the end of the day, it was me and her. You know what I mean? Like, and so I never really realized, to me, it was like, oh, my mom knows what it is. That's why she loves me so much. That's why she rides with me, because she knows, you know, and when I was reading those probation reports, you know, back when I was a kid, for this or for that, to see the pain that I was causing her, because she would tell them, you know what I mean, like, you know, my house will always be open to him. If you guys are going to let him out, he always has a place, but I would prefer that he's in there, because if he's in there, then I know where he's at. I know that he's sleeping. I know that he's safe. I know that he's eating. You know what I mean? When he's out here in the streets, I don't know, and I'm worried about him constantly. But if you guys are going to let him home, he has my house. He's always welcome to come home with me, you know? And just some of the things that she said about, you know, feeling guilt and feeling shame and feeling this and feeling that, it just kind of like tripped me out. Like, damn, these are the things I was doing to my mom when I was oblivious to that back then. I had no idea that she was that worried so much. So, you know, like, she used to tell me, but she would say it in a joking fashion, like, oh, well, I like it better when you're in there because at least I know where you're at.
Yeah, my mom's told me the same thing, though. She didn't say she liked it better, but she did tell me, well, at least I know you're safe. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm in a dangerous place.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what she told me, you know. I know you're safe.
But and so it's a trip, though. I don't know if Rosa actually has a son that's busted, you know what I mean? But it sounded like that she might have had a son that's doing time or doing life or whatever.
The vibe I got.
Yeah, but just know that if he is still struggling or dealing with it, there's a good chance that he doesn't really know the pain that he's causing you. He might not really, because when you live in that mindset and that victim stance, like I did, I literally used to tell people like, why are you worried about how I'm doing my time in here? I used to tell my wife like even if I am in here doing that, like how's that affecting you? I'm the one doing the time. I'm the one that's in here. Like you act like I'm, like it's and now I realize how much like they're the ones that's affecting more than anything, because this is what I signed up for. I signed up. I knew that I'd be coming to prison. I knew that I was going to spend time in here. When I'm in here and I'm getting in trouble, I was willing to suffer the consequences of my choices because I made those choices for myself, not them. They're the ones that are suffering because they didn't sign up for this. I signed them up for this, And so it just, it was a bad thing, and coming to those terms of what I was doing to other people, like, my daughter's having to grow up without me, like the realization of that right there is a shame.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
My daughters are all grown, my daughters are all grown, and I've been gone their whole life. I have two 24-year-old daughters and a 27-year-old daughter, and they're grown. And I've missed their whole life because I've been in here. And it's like when I think back about that, like, damn, I could just imagine, the resentments they have, whether they express them or not. The pain that I've caused them, the things that they've had to experience, the things that I've missed of theirs that are important. And yet here I am like, well, I'm the one that's locked up. I'm the one that's doing the time, in my mind and when I was lost in my addiction, it's like why are you worried about it? Like, I'm the one I'm trying to escape this place in my mind, not you. Like, what are you worried about? How is me using drugs a problem for you? And it's absolutely a problem, because anything I'm doing when I'm dealing drugs or I'm using drugs or anything, ultimately has a potential consequence that they suffer. I lost my visits in here for years, because of dealing drugs in prison, so it's like, but to me, that's not affecting you guys. How does that affect you guys? Well, they're still suffering the consequences.
Hey, Jesse, let me ask you something, because in your case, your dad was, he was in and out of the system as when you were growing up. Do you feel or think that if your dad would have lived a different life, you would have turned out differently, or was or whatever you were on, nobody was going to change?
I just think that it wouldn't really made a difference, honestly, because of the way my life started out. Like I just feel that, I can't really say if because essentially even before my dad, like knowing that my dad was in and out of prison, like you got to remember, like him and my biological mother, they were the two that abused me the most when I was a little kid. Like they're the ones that neglected me and beat us and start like so. My problem started at such a young age. My emotional dysfunction started at such a young age that I don't think it was so much the fact that he was coming in and out of prison, because that was really a non-factor, as far as he wasn't around enough to have any,
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
Now, if he was doing something different and maybe he was able to, raise me in a different way, then obviously that could have changed my choices. But I don't think him coming to prison had anything to do with the choices I made. I believe I was already so fucked up. By the time I knew he was coming to prison, I was already so fucked up emotionally as a child that it wasn't going to matter what he did,
Yeah. All right. Well,
straight up.
I know we're short on, we got about 20 seconds left on this call. If you guys go ahead and call back, and we'll go ahead and we're going to continue. Oh, let me read a message before we go right now. Rosa Wright wrote, thank you. I can hear their side.
It's cool.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
No problem. I will give you a call back.
All right, cool. For sure. All right. And Starlight and Rosa, right now when they call back, I'll go ahead and read off your two messages. Highly appreciated. And like I say, if you guys got any questions for these guys, feel free to drop them in the chat, and I'll go ahead and read them in the order they're received. Don't worry, because nobody's writing anything in the chat. So if you drop it in there, hey, I'll probably read it off first. Anyhow, this is David and Jesse. They're located at Sentinel State Prison. Jesse's been down since I think 2001, I want to say. So either 2000 or 2001. He's been down for I think 23 years. He is going to be going in front of the parole board. I think this year coming up, 2025. So he might be going home by 2026.
This call is now being
Esta
recorded.
es Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga
Cinco.
Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello, hello.
You know what I mean?
All right, so we got 3 comments right here. We got a comment from Starlight, and she writes, "We got you, and we're cheering you on." She put some emojis on, but I just can't see them on the screen over here. And then Rosa also wrote, "Never late for change," and S.87.2 put a little heart.
That's right.
That's cool.
I
All
like
right.
emojis, I like hearts, and I like support.
I do love emojis. I'm an emoji. I'm an emoji fanatic.
Yeah. I'm an emotions fanatic.
Yeah.
Thanks for the emojis. Get all emotional.
Yeah.
Nah, but that's cool though. Absolutely, it's never too late for change. That's the way I see it. You know what I mean? It's like that's the old saying, better late than never. You know what I mean? I may be 44 years old, but I still got plenty of life ahead of me. I'm going to be out of prison before my 46th birthday, and I can leave a better indentation on this world than my past. That's for sure. And so I'm going to do everything I can to honor my mother who gave me unconditional love, and to honor my family and just go out there and live. The man whose life I took. And all the other people who I've hurt along the way. I can't undo those things, but I can definitely spend the rest of my life making sure that those things weren't in vain. You know what I mean? That I'm not hurting anybody else in the process. Whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically. It's just I have a responsibility to myself and society and the world and those that I love and those who love me to be a better person. You know what I mean? And it's not going to be easy. Everybody has their ups and downs. Everybody has their...
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I'm not a monk. I'm never going to be a monk. I never, and some dudes may, get caught up in telling that version of events, like that they're a monk. But the reality is that's not what it is. That's not realistic. You know what I mean? You don't get to unsee the life you've lived. You just learn to manage it. You learn to shift your values and say what's more important. I still have negative thoughts. I can still have bad attitudes. I still have negative emotions. I still have all the things. I'm just not consumed by them. I understand where they come from. I know how to dispute them, and the things that are important to me now are not the same things that were important to me before, and that's what drives my behavior. My beliefs are different.
Yeah, that's what it is, man, in a nutshell.
I got a few more comments. Rosa wrote, "Amen. Stay strong and never give up." We also have some comments from Amy. She wrote, "Amen. That's right." And then we got a last comment from Rosa. She writes, "Your mom was a special lady. My respects to you, sharing your life."
Absolutely.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Yeah. Yeah. We grow every day. And it's difficult in this place, man, because there's a lot of we call suspended animation.
Yeah.
You kind of get trapped where you came in, mentally and emotionally. We get older, and we look at things differently. We got wisdom, and we have to understand. Okay, like for me, when I think like a negative thought, right? I think a negative thought, I usually try to run that thought through in my head. I try to plan out that whole thought in my head. All right, so if I think about fighting somebody because I'm that upset, so I think, okay, well, what would happen if I get into a fight, realistically? how is that going to affect me? How is that going to affect the people, the person that I'm fighting? Because it's not just about me. No matter what people do, I've made a commitment not to make any more victims. So my consequences aside, there is the consequence of harming another person, which I said that I wouldn't do again. So I have to always remember that. I don't make the sometimes my thoughts, they're not good, but like Jesse said, I've learned to manage them. The person that I was before, just because I got in trouble over there and I'm over here now, that person's not chained up at the bottom of the Salton Sea. That person is here, and I have to understand how to navigate all my traumas, all my defects of character, my shortcomings. I have to see them when they're coming, and I have to make a change right there on the spot. And it comes with the commitment to never going back to who I was before.
James, go ahead.
I got a comment from JD Morales, and he writes, I believe that is part of being a man, is that you never stop learning. In the end, it's all about the family.
For sure. You and yours, man, your family.
100%.
You gotta take care of your people, man.
And that's something they teach us in recovery as well. You know what I mean? That this change, just because we've got a bunch of the answers, don't mean we have all the answers. We're gonna be constantly learning and evolving, and this recovery thing is a lifetime commitment. If I'm not constantly striving to be a better person, then I'm susceptible to go back that way. So I have to constantly be making forward progress. Every day you learn something new. Every day, if you're not constantly seeking new wisdom, new knowledge, it's like, and that's, like I said, that's part of being a man. That's part of being a man. And so taking responsibility and being held accountable, which is something I couldn't do when I thought like a kid. I was always looking for somebody else to blame for something.
Even that dude tonight that got us upset, these other people, like that dude really pissed me off, James. I was really upset, but I didn't take off on him. I didn't do none of that,
Yeah.
Jesse and I, we were talking about things that we did say that we shouldn't have probably said, and those are things that we're aware of. We're looking at it. Okay, well, how can we do better next time? And that's just what it is, man. We can't, if you can't. What's your famous saying, Jess? You can't unsuck a dick. Yeah, it's already done.
Well, it cracks me up.
Yeah.
Once you got to put that thing in your mouth, that makes you.
And you're done.
And you're done.
That's what it is.
You better knock that shit off.
But
true.
You can't unring the bell.
You can't unring the bell. Once it's rung, you gotta.
I have to work to be a better person. Yeah, I'm tired, James. Man, I'm up staying up late with you guys right now.
Man, hey. If you guys want after this one, we could wrap it up, because I'm not trying to get you guys losing your sleep. I do have another comment from one of our viewers, Yenny, and she writes, let me see. She writes, it's great that they know that every situation they go through, they will learn and grow from it. And then let me see. Christina's boutique writes, gotta grow through what we go through.
Okay, absolutely. That's true. Thank you. Thank you for that advice.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, for those positive words.
Yep. Yeah, we were. I was thinking about going to that's cool. We could do this call. Maybe wrap it up after that.
Yeah.
I was thinking about possibly doing one more. But it's all right.
Whatever's I'm not really tripping because I'm off right now. I just gotta be. Make sure I get some schoolwork done. And I got tomorrow. I got to start. What's tomorrow? The 23rd or the 22nd?
I don't even know.
What is
month are we in?
Today's the 22nd, so tomorrow will be the 23rd.
Oh, yeah.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Today, not today. I'm tired right now because this morning we had because we still have the basketball league.
Yeah.
And today I played in the tournament. My team won, so we're in the championship now. And remember, this is institutional basketball. So there's a lot of dudes here that have been playing ball for a long time, even on the streets. And there's guys who had like failed dreams, and there's guys that have been playing that jungle ball. So there's these dudes really like. There's some ball players right there. It fouls like crazy. Prison basketball is pretty it's a very contact. A lot of complaining, a lot of crying, a lot of dudes like. That's just Felipe.
Yeah,
Is he biting on your ankles when you're trying to play?
That little motherfucker. Hey, we played him today. We played against him when we took his team out today. And he played amazing though. I'll tell you what, man. My boy did his thing. He tried.
The Chihuahua, he was out there like a Harlem Globetrotters.
He can ball. Like he's only waist high, so he's slipping in and out of the freaking lanes, But that fool can get that ball in that basket. He's got these little hobbit legs, so he can run fast, and that fool can fly. He does all the little fancy 360 moves and throws the ball behind, and does all these little things,
Yeah.
He was doing his thing. But yeah, we took him out. But I was real proud of him today for how he played. They put up a good fight.
That's right.
He won by like 5 points. Yeah, it was close all the way through. And so I did that, and then I went. I don't know if you remember my boy Chio, James.
Who?
I'll tell you about Chio.
Robert
Chio.
Oh,
He's one of the meatheads.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Chio, he's a workout machine. Jesse and I have come across some workout machines in prison, and Chio is right up there at the top with the best of them. Yeah,
he's literally like the Energizer Bunny.
I honestly think that Chio, we could probably gamble on Chio out working out probably anybody.
Yeah, for sure. He's got an addiction to the exercise.
Yeah, he's a madman.
Yeah.
So me and Chio went out there and did some work on the bar today, some burpees and some bar. And that was his third workout, James, on the same yard.
Huh.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. That was his third workout.
Third workout?
The yard was already damn near over.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, no, these are not easy workouts. These are full blown. He's got 3 workout crews.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
so he's rotating between the 3 workout crews.
Yeah, he'll break off 3
All in the
different
same
crews of
day.
people. Yeah, in the same yard.
Yeah, same yard.
He'll do his whole full exercise with this group. He'll do then the next group's full exercise, and the next. He'll literally exercise from the time they release yard to the time they recall yard. And then it's not it's not just some walking around jack and jaw doing a set here, a set there. He's literally going the whole time.
Yeah, and not only that, is in between each of the 3 workouts, he's running laps.
Yeah.
With the runners, with the joggers.
With the jogging crew. He's got 9 months to the house, 8 months to the house. He's trying to get out.
He's going to work out the entire time. He's probably in the cell right now doing push-ups.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Because he does that too. He works out in the house like to get himself warmed up for when he goes out there. It's crazy.
Hey, how cold is it out right now?
Not to get right now outside it was pretty chilly, but not that bad. It was nice out there when we were out there.
Yeah, it wasn't so bad. I was pretty much. I wanted it to be colder. I brought all of my winter gear, but I was so pissed off at this freaking dude that it ruined my coldness. I couldn't even concentrate. Yeah, like honestly, I could have been out there in boxers. That's how mad I was.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I went out there all Bonnarooed up, thinking it was going to be freezing, but it wasn't. It wasn't that bad. We didn't stay out there that long though, because they let us out late for group. They let us out. They didn't open yard till like 7:15, 7:20.
Yeah, they did a wine sweep.
Yeah.
They get anything good?
They came in here and nah. They just come in here and look. They didn't find no wine in our building, which is cool because that means people are doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
They went and they hit one block on a wine sweep and they cracked some people over there. But you could tell.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
Have you ever smelled Pruno before?
No, you know what? I have in county. In county, yeah, once or twice.
Yeah,
It smelled horrible.
it's unmistakable.
Did
Yeah.
you drink any?
Hell nah. Nah, hey, you know what? I wasn't in any of those circles, I was just observing and I knew I didn't want to come back. So yeah, I wasn't running in any of those circles, but I saw when they would burp it or whatever. But yeah, I wasn't interested. I think at that age I wasn't even drinking yet either.
Oh no.
Hold on, we're gonna call back right now. I gotta hear some more about this.
Okay, all right.
About your lack of pisteando in the county. His lack of pisteando in the county.
Oh man. Let me see. Hey, thank you, Christina's Boutique. Highly appreciate. Those little. I don't even know what those things are called. Those things that show up on the screen. In that case, it was like that heart that pops up on top of my head. Let me see who else. Let me see here. Babyface Kels. Thank you for the like. Highly appreciated. All right, so right now we're just waiting for David and Jesse to call back.
This call is
Esta
now being
es Global
recorded.
Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada,
Cinco.
gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello, hello.
I babysit one cup all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so you only like seen it off into the distance?
Yeah, you know what? I was never like I never ran in those circles, I was just pretty much just observing, I would see, hear everybody, talking how
Those
they're
circles. Those circles.
Yeah.
Well, you got your pinky in the air right now. You drinking a cup of tea? What do you mean those circles? What kind of circles are those?
Yep.
Don't get all bougie. Don't get all bougie on me, camarada.
Hey, I was a winemaking factory.
Yeah, not like, well, you know what?
Sure.
At that age, so I only hit county between the ages of 18 to 21. And during those ages, I wasn't drinking. I didn't start drinking until I think I was like 24, 25. So, I would see them, when they would have like, when they would get all like the apples and the oranges and then they would have like this bag under their bed and then they would have to burp it every so often, so it wouldn't blow up. But yeah, like that at that time, that stuff just didn't interest me. And then like a lot of stuff, those dudes were talking about, they were talking about high power stuff and, and checking this for and checking that for and like that, it didn't interest me. I would just, I was like, the first night that I hit county, I remember I woke up, I looked to my left and they were taking off on some fool and they were checking. I was like, damn, they're jacking him up. And then, after that, I was like, man, I didn't want to know why they were regulating him or any of that stuff. I would look at it. All I knew is that I didn't want to be that person. So I didn't try to get into those circles or any of that stuff, because I wasn't like, I would see like younger dudes coming in that were like my age, and these fools were ready to set down demos, or if they move from one place of a wayside to another section of the wayside, they had orders, to look for this fool because this fool had it coming, and I didn't want none of that. It was all bad.
He said, I ain't getting mixed up in that mess. My name is Jeff. Keep me up out that mess.
It was funny because I was with Jesse a long time ago, right? Well, it was 2004, and it was a county jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we made some pisto, and it was like, I know it's like it was ready to go. I think it had already been strained too.
Mm-hmm.
But normally, like, I was a savage back then. As soon as I strained it, like, I was freaking ready to go, But I noticed that it was in a bag, it was secure, and then Jesse and all these fools that were there, they all went to the mirror and they started shaving and they freaking washed their face. And I was like, what the fuck are these fools doing? They're like, we got to get ready for the Regal Beagle.
Hey.
I was like, what are you, combing their hair and freaking, they put on their best oranges and freaking,
Those are getting G'd up.
Yeah.
The club up in
yeah, and I was like, what the hell, these fools would, and then every time it became a thing, you know, and I found myself like washing my face and getting ready to go, you know.
Hey, David.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
I think you forgot to mention that normally when they would be making this pruno, they would be making it in a trash bag. It's not a regular bag that you know, like some people that have never been there before, they probably think it's like just like a regular bag, like a hefty bag or whatever. No, this is a trash bag. That's what you have to use to, you know, to
Esta
make this
llamada
pruno.
y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Yeah, it's a big old, like, oh man, look, these trash bags, James, like these
Yeah.
trash bags, it's serious.
Yeah.
Like when you get your hands on a trash bag, if you're doing that, if you're living that lifestyle, like that trash bag stays with you.
That's true.
I know
I was
motherfuckers.
trafficking them from the old.
Yeah, I know
side of the
motherfuckers.
county.
I know motherfuckers that hoop their trash bags. Like seriously, like
I don't know.
hey,
About
that is. Oh yeah, that is no.
That's dedication right
that
there.
bag
That's
will be
dedication.
rolled up. Oh, absolutely. That bag will be rolled up, tied up to where it's a little freaking plug, hitting the glove, and that shit's going with them wherever they go.
Yeah.
Because
That sounds
Go
like
ahead.
a recipe for hepatitis C to, you know, be spread throughout the whole county to me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
yeah, ain't nobody care about no.
Yeah, that's
hepatitis
cool.
C, Tony.
Anybody's
Yeah.
worried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm worried about my bag, not my health.
My bag was a kicker.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I was just getting ready to say. That's what I was getting ready to say. I knew this dude also from Orange County. This fool had a bag for so long that down in the creases on the bottom where the bottom was tied off, that it was fermented down there so bad that literally he could throw the jugo inside the bag, and by the next morning the juice would turn because the bottom of his bag was so rotten from the kicker and just from the little shit. You could only clean the bag so well when you have the bottom tied off, because you tie the bottom of the bag so the bag don't split.
Yeah.
And so where the bag's bunched up, you try to wash it with soap and shampoo, and you try to get in there and you wipe it real good, but you have to take care of it because they put holes in the bags and they do whatever they can so we can't use them. So when you do get a bag that you can use, you got to take care of it and recycle it and use it. And like I said, there's also from Orange County, an older homie, he had his bag for so long, and you would look at it and the bag looked clean. You know, like, I don't want to say like clean, but it you know, it wasn't just like all rotten and just tore up, but the center of that bag down there where the knot was had kicker basically built into it that he could throw the juice in there, and by the next morning it was like actually having a kicker. It would separate the juice and the little moss and everything would go to the top, and they should be ready to go. And I'll be like, that's crazy. So that's the craziest thing I see. I had the same patada one time for like 9 months, dog. I shit you not.
You know
what?
No, do you know what he means by a kicker? Before he goes into it, you know what he means by that, James?
No, I think I do, but not.
Tell him about this patada, James. Tell him what a kicker is.
So a kicker, what you do before you start a batch of a pisto, a batch of pulque, wine, whatever, pruno, whatever you want to call it, you got to put a couple apples and a couple oranges together, and you got to let them sit until they turn over, until they go bad, until they rot, they fermentate, right? And so you let those sit like that until they go bad, and they'll start to get like that little alcohol-y smell. You could smell it, like you'll put it in a little Ziploc bag or something, a coffee bag, and you'll see it start to separate. You'll see the juice draining to the bottom. You'll see like it'll start to bubble a little bit, and you'll be like, all right, it's good to go. And then you'll put a bunch of juice with fresh apple pulp or orange pulp in there, and you'll throw that inside there, and just over the course of 4 or 5 days, if it's brand new, it'll rot that whole upper top core, which is a kicker. And so when you strain the pruno, you pull that kicker out and you just drink the juice. But all the fruit pulp that you take out of the top, that becomes your kicker. That's the most important part about your batch besides the sugar, because you need that. You can train your kicker. You make your kicker how strong you want it. You train it how you want it to eat. Like some people like to throw all their sugar in at one time and just let it burn slow. Some people like to feed it. Like I would feed it to take like 200 grams in the morning of sugar and 200 grams in the afternoon, and like you train your kicker. Like it's crazy.
It eats that much, yeah.
Yeah, it'll eat that. You have to teach it to eat however much sugar you want. You know what I mean? And so that way you know how many days you want it to go. Like the main thing is to train your kicker to go as quick as you can. So that's why, like, what I would do is I would train them where I would hit them with, like, let's just say 400 grams of sugar, and then I wouldn't put nothing in it till the night. I would starve it, and I could hit it with 700 in the night. And so when I throw that 700 grams of sugar in the night, by morning time, it'll be ready for another 700. You know what I mean? Like, you could train it by starving it, by feeding it, starving it, so that way when it's starving, you throw the caña in there, but some people won't do that. Some people just throw all their sugar in, and it's a slow burn. You know what I mean? And if you try to starve it like that, like how I just told you that I used to train mine, people if I got somebody's kicker that they used it like for a slow burn, if I tried to like starve it, you would crash them, you would kill them. Like, there's just a bunch of different ways. But I've never had a batch. I was a master. I was a straight master. Like, I've never had a batch that I haven't been able to bring back to life. Even if because a lot of dudes used to bring me their batches that they would mess up, and they'd be like, "Hey, fool, I don't know what happened. Like, move this up." Like, all right, don't trip. You know what I mean? It's mine now. Of course, I'm going to shoot you pistol back, but it's mine now. So what I would do is I would just dump their dead batch into mine and bring it back to life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so I had a kicker, literally. I had a kicker that I had the same kicker, and the longer you keep a kicker, the stronger it is.
Yeah, I think it's vicious.
Yeah, it gets like, you can literally, this 9-month kicker, I could throw it in my batch, and within 3 hours it'd be separated and ready for sugar. Like, because what you have to do is you have to burn the natural sugar out of the fruit off first, right? You have to burn either apple juice, apples or oranges or pears, whatever, bananas, whatever you're using has a natural sugar content, and you have to burn that natural sugar content off first before you start adding actual sugar.
I had a kicker that was so strong that in like 9 hours it would turn a batch of vinegar if I didn't pull it.
Oh yeah.
that thing was vicious.
That's why you have to train them, because like when they're like that, when they're so strong, if you don't train them a certain way, like they can turn from 1 second to the next.
Like that fast, you turn the whole fucking thing, man, and we drink it too. We still drink it, but it tasted horrible.
That 9-month one, that 9-month kicker that I had, literally, because I used to go to Indio for court, right? They would never leave me in the Indio jail because I just used to cause all kinds of trouble over there, so they never kept me there in Indio. But I would literally transfer to Indio on Thursday. I'd go to court on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and on Monday morning they'd transfer me back out to another jail. So I used to take that kicker with me to Indio from whatever jail. I literally transferred it around with me, right? And so the homies would know that, he has court on Friday. So when I would get to the Oyo or whatever tank I was in, I'd get there on Thursday. Everybody be like, "Hey, fool, we got the caña, we got the apples, we got everything. Everything's ready to go. What's up?" You know what I mean? I'll be like, "Shoot it, let's go." You know what I mean? And so I put everything together that night. As soon as I get in off of transpo, I put everything together. By the time I went to bed that night, I'd be feeding it sugar. The next morning, I'd be feeding it sugar. I'd go to court, and you got to be all careful because they're going to come cuff you up at your door, strip you down at your door, and do the whole bit. So they're going to open your door to smell the pisto. And so I'd have to go through the whole motion, and I'd get out of the house, I'd go to court, I'd come back from court, and then I'd do that whole little routine. And by Sunday night, we'd pull that batch, and I'd be making 20, 30 cups for the whole, all the boys right there in the oil. And so we could get all tore up, and then I'd be catching the bus al crudo Monday morning. I'm done. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'd even save a taza right there for the next morning.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
The thing is with the line sweep, right? When they came in here, like you'll know when to sell. Like a kicker like that, or if a batch is going, and as soon as they walk through the door, there's unmistakable. They'll be like, "Oh, there's fucking beast on here." 100%. Like most of the time when they walk by, there was cops. Like if they'll go sniff the side of your door. You can smell it, like every once in a while you see an officer walk up and he'll just be like kind of just sniffing the side of the door, and they'll smell it. I've had ways to like disguise it, pretty good. Like like I said, I was a wine making machine, so I had ways to camouflage it, but there's still always going to be a little hit in the air, if they come in the cell, there's a good chance they're gonna find it. They're gonna know right away. But
you can't get that smell. No, only so much.
Only so much. Yeah, and when the last time, James, you know how long it's been since I've had a drink of alcohol?
Nah, how long?
Fuck, I just look on the 19th of December. That's like my sobriety date. So that's my 6 years. I just went 6 years cold turkey, right? But I haven't had a drop of alcohol for almost 7 years.
Damn.
been a long time. Yeah. I just don't drink. I never, alcohol's never really, I mean, I drank a lot in here, but it was mostly just a crutch, you know? Like it was something to do just because I was constantly involved in illegal activity. So it was just something like I was habitual, but I just decided, I'm not going to drink no more. One time I went to medical when I was in reception, and they called me to medical, and I was super drunk. Like I was fucked up. And they popped the door, and I was like, I'm going. I didn't even know why I was going to medical. I was just like, I'm going. I'm going to find somebody out there, and I'm going to beat them down. So that was like, you know, because when you're out there like cruising the pathways and reception, like you're crossing paths with all kinds of people, different buildings, GP, SNY, like you never know who you're going to run into. So I was like, let's do this. So I cruised out the building and strolled to medical, and it turned out they wanted to draw blood from me. So I was like,
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
the back of my head, I was like, I don't know, like, this is medical. They can't say shit anyway. Let's do this. So they drew blood from me, and my results came back with chronic kidney disease.
Mm. I think you're drinking that before it was due.
Yep. Yeah,
You-
that's
you-
what happens when you pull that shit too soon. That shit starts tearing you up.
Oh, that shit fucked me up, you know?
Yeah.
That shit gave me gastritis from drinking Pisto before it was done, from pulling the plug too early.
Hold on, I'm going to give you a call back right now, James.
All right,
I know
for sure.
We're almost wrapped up right now.
We'll be waiting. All right. So I think this is gonna be our last call coming up right now. I gotta go to work tomorrow, but I'll be off for the rest of the week. So I'll be back. We'll be back to streaming on what was it? We'll be on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll be back to work on Friday. So I got a few days ahead of me. Man, can't wait. Can't wait for my days off. All right, and here we go. Hopefully, you guys got some days off on the holidays, on Christmas.
This call is now being
Eve,
Esta es
recorded.
Christmas
Global
Day.
Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
5. Hello.
Yep. Hey,
Yeah.
so I freaking, I came back with chronic kidney disease. So at first I was freaked out, right? Because I didn't connect it to the alcohol.
Yeah.
And so I go there, and they're like, look, we need to talk to you. You came back, you're
pregnant.
Your kidney, yeah. Like, oh, man. Yeah. You're pregnant. Boy. So I go there, right, and I'm tripping out. I'm like, damn, like, they said that my kidney, it was blood work. You know, I don't know why they decided to like test my kidneys and all that other shit, but whatever happened, they said that my kidneys were showing like a strain, you know, and that my levels were so high that it was consistent with chronic kidney disease. So I was like, I was tripping, right? I was saying, well, what does that mean? They're like, well, we're gonna try to you just kind of wait it out. There's not really nothing we can do for you, and we'll try to keep you healthy as long as possible till you go on dialysis and then a transplant. Yeah,
They were already like,
yeah, yep. I was like, what the hell? How the hell do I got chronic kidney disease? You know?
they were like,
And then-
you might want to call your family and tell them.
Yeah,
Come say their goodbyes.
yeah, you gonna die.
You gonna die, boy.
Yeah, so I was tripping out. Like, damn. I was like, so that's how toxic that shit is.
Yeah.
To where I was drunk, they drew my blood, and my kidneys were working so hard trying to filter that shit out that it showed me chronic kidney disease. That was the only way that it could explain that level of freaking, you know, of toxicity. So I forget about it. Like, I was like, all right, well, I'm dying, so there's really nothing I can do. So I'm just going about my business, you know?
Let me get back to the cell and drink this last.
Yeah, you know, I might as well go drink the rest of this now. It's already gone, you know, it's too late.
Yeah.
So eventually nothing happens. Like, I don't feel no weirdness, no pain, no nothing like that.
The baby's not kicking.
Yeah, the baby's not kicking. You know what I mean? Turns out it was a false positive. So
It was a rapid pregnancy test.
yeah, so I end up going back in like a few years later. One of the doctors is going over my just my my medical file, and he shows it to me. He goes, "Hey, what's this about?"
When did you get off dialysis?
Yeah, yeah. It's chronic kidney disease. He's like, "You got chronic kidney disease?" I said, "No, I don't know what the hell that is." And then so they ran a bunch of tests and it showed that I didn't have it. So they thought it was like a mistake or something, you know.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, that was directly from the pistol from the Pruno.
Yeah.
Hey,
but kick your ass.
But okay, so when they tested you and they came to speak to you, did they tell you to, like, slow down your drinking, or they just told you, hey, like your kidneys are blown out and
You go die.
What was that?
That's it. Like, yeah, your kidneys are failing. You're gonna die unless you get a transplant. You go on dialysis. That's it. It's just a matter of business. They didn't know that it was alcohol related.
Did you ever figure out that that's what it was? And did you ever stop, or you were like, pues, dale más gas?
This mofo's drunk right now.
Yeah, no, I didn't stop. Hell no, I didn't stop.
How many years?
That was in 2015.
Uh-huh.
How many years after?
Yeah.
Probably 3.
So
yeah,
2018?
Yeah, the last time I drank alcohol was in 2018. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, yeah, because remember, I got to reception in 2015.
Yeah.
That was, I got sentenced. I got locked up in 2010, but you know, I've been in almost 15 years. So 2010, I got locked up. I stayed in the county for 5 years. So I didn't get up to prison until 2015. So when I got to prison, I drank the whole time I was in county too. I mean, we're talking like 2 batches a week at least.
Damn.
Yeah, we used to, when we were in Blythe together in 2024, literally while we were straining one batch to drink, we had a team of guys that would be already grading and straining, putting the next batch up.
The kicker would go right out of one batch into another one.
Yeah, because we would literally have to use the same bag. So we would strain one batch, while the other there would be 2-3 guys already grading all the apples, because we were in a 52-man dorm or 54-man dorm, and we would just get everybody's apples. And so literally, while one batch was being strained, the other one was already going right back up. They're putting it together, and it was literally, so that's how Dave was saying, like, that's how I got gastritis, because we were literally drinking twice a week. And to do a righteous, full, good batch, you want to have at least a good 3 solid days. You want to let it burn till the patada drops and it stops bubbling. Once the kicker starts to fall back into the liquid, then you know it's done. If it's cooking healthily and right, you'll have a sponge on top of the liquid, and there'll be a little air pocket between the sponge and the bubble and the liquid, because the gas, the carbon monoxide, is pushing it up and separating it. And so what it would do is we would pull it, because you taste it and it wouldn't taste sweet anymore, and there'd be such a strong alcohol content, because for every cup of Pruno that I was pulling out, I would make sure that I put 150 grams of sugar in. So I would do the math, and it'd be like, all right, it doesn't taste sweet at all anymore, but it's still cooking. Just because it doesn't taste sweet doesn't mean it's not cooking. But as long as it wasn't sweet, we're like, hey, let's do it. Let's drink it. And so we'd be pulling it early, and it's still cooking inside your belly. You know what I mean? And so it was just bad business. I ended up going to medical. It ended up messing me up. And even the nurse, I remember the nurse telling me, hey, I know you're not going to be honest with me, but I have to ask you. And I told her, look, lady, look at my thing. I don't come to medical. I'm in here for a reason. There's something wrong. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to be straight up with you. Ask me the question, you're going to get the answer. And she's like, do you drink Pruno? I said, hell yeah, twice a week, every week for years. You know what I mean? And she's like, oh, that's exactly what it is. She's like, because they diagnosed me with gastritis because it was causing gas to push up against my.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Underneath your
you got a diaphragm? I thought that's like what
the girls
used to do, like pregnancy tests.
But they have.
You pregnant?
Yeah, I am pregnant.
Birth control. Do they say birth control diaphragm?
Yeah.
Is that
like, hey, has somebody been pushing on your birth control? I was like, I hope not.
Hey, I'm sorry out there, ladies. Like we don't know these terms that you people use out there.
Yeah, no, but you have a thing right here, like where your air lifts up. You don't know what it's called right here? Underneath your rib cage. No, it's called your diaphragm. What is it? Not diaphragm. Google it, James.
I'm doing it right now.
It's called your diaphragm.
Human body here. Human body parts.
No. Yeah, human body
I
parts.
don't. I just don't. Yeah, I don't know. It could be anything. Appendix? No.
No, it's something. It's I think I'm pretty sure it's the diaphragm, but not that diaphragm.
But isn't that what they use birth control?
Yeah, that's
they
a,
call it
that's a
diaphragm.
female condom. Yeah, it's a female condom.
A diaphragm is a female condom.
Yeah, yeah, it's that little rubber thing that they put inside them. It's like it's a post contraceptive of some sort. No,
You sounded super technical right now.
it is. That's it. It's a female contraceptive. But you also have the same because it's shaped like that right here in your breast underneath your chest cavity is a thing where it expands with your lungs when your lungs expand. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. It's not called, but that's what the gas was pushing on, and it's supposed to be able to move when you breathe, and it expands with you. It is, I want to say I could be wrong though, because why would they call them both the diaphragm? But I think it is your diaphragm.
I think it is. I think that's what it is. And nobody in the chat is helping. So, and I'm looking right here. I'm trying to look right here on Google.
Yeah.
It's because they're just listening and like, man, these fools. I'm gonna let this go on a little longer.
So it says.
These guys go on before they both.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So what I did find down here, it says the diaphragm. It says dome-shaped muscle helps you breathe, separates your lungs from your stomach and intestines. So yeah, that's it. It's a diaphragm muscle.
So your diaphragm. Yeah, it's a muscle.
Look at you.
Yeah, and the gas. You had me questioning myself for a minute there. I was like, "Damn, you're right."
Is the diaphragm called birth? Is a diaphragm birth control?
Absolutely. The girls have and that's why it is called a diaphragm, because they're shaped the same. Your diaphragm is a muscle that's underneath your chest right here, above your stomach, but below your chest. So that helps with the breathing process.
So that little compact that they have the birth control in is also shaped like that?
No. Well, have you noticed that? Look at the birth control pill bottle, the little containers that look like a compact for your makeup or whatever.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, that's probably a broke girl's makeup pack compact, but that's kind of the shape of an actual diaphragm. You know, like a female condom is kind of shaped like that. It's round, and I think.
I had a homegirl that used a Sharpie on her for her eyebrows.
That's pathetic.
And she had one of them Boco compacts.
So Doreen Waters writes diaphragm, and then Yenny wrote he's right, but it's also a contraceptive.
See? Come on, dog. You got to give me some credit. I just look like this.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. You guys tremendously helped us. So we're both right.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, for sure.
I'm just happy he used the word contraceptive. That was very,
technical.
It's a smart way. Yeah, you know that rubber thing that goes that goes inserted.
Yeah, it is. That's actually what a diaphragm is. It is to be like, I believe. I don't know why I know so much about female contraceptive. That doesn't sound like something I should know.
Hey, next thing you start talking about the sponge.
Yeah, Elaine, like Elaine from Seinfeld.
Yeah, the sponge. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, but I was saying all that to say that the Fisto, from pulling it early, it was still blowing up in my stomach, and it created a gas ball that was pressing on my diaphragm, and I couldn't drink water. I couldn't lean over because basically my chest muscle was expanded. My breathing muscle was expanded full time because of that, and they had to give me all this Pepsid AC and all kinds of. It was a trip.
There's people that fuck themselves up in here with the drugs that they do in here. Like there's guys in here that will drink. They'll drink. Remember the cleaner?
Hand sanitizer.
Yeah, hand sanitizer. They do that.
Crazy.
There's people that they shoot up Suboxone. There's guys in here that are shooting up Suboxone, and they're going to the hospital because they're getting all kinds of bacteria because they're basically spitting it out onto something, taking it back to the cell and putting water back on it.
Yeah.
Into their saliva.
Yeah, with your mouth. Your mouth is the dirtiest part of your body.
Even worse, it'll be somebody else's.
Yeah, somebody else's bacteria.
No, they do, James.
Yeah, I heard about it.
That's what they do. They go right over there, and then somebody will walk up and let me get a piece of that. Like, you understand that this was in that man's mouth?
Yeah.
And they'll give him a piece, go take it back to the cell, draw it up, and just shoot it. And that's how bad addiction is, man, in this place. The Pruno, like all that shit that was in there, it was disgusting, dude. It was
it's a bacteria. It's rotten
unfiltered, fermented bacteria alcohol.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. It tastes terrible. It tastes like feet. It's freaking. It's nasty. It smells like it.
But it's an acquired taste. Like I was telling Dave, though, we went off the
You have
air.
to look forward to that shit.
Yeah, like I originally when I started cooking pruno, I used to cook for the homies. I didn't even drink. I didn't like drinking. I didn't like the taste of it. It tasted disgusting. But I used to cook. I learned how to cook, and I used to cook for the homies in the state module because I had gotten to a couple riots in one of the regular tanks, and so the county, the sheriffs put me in a module with all state bodies.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
They were like, "Oh, this youngster keeps getting in trouble. We're going to put him in the state module where these fools will keep him in line." And I go straight over there and we get into a riot. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was like, but it had nothing to do with me. I was just following suit. You know what I mean? But I started cooking for the homies because they were worried about getting written up, and everybody, these are all state bodies, and like, oh, I got to go to court, and I'm this and I'm that, and I'm like, man, I ain't worried about it. I'm gonna get life. I ain't worried about that. I'll cook. Just show me how to do it, and I'll cook. You know what I mean? I'm not worried. They can write me up. I'm not tripping. And so I started cooking, and we would party in my cell. We'd be like 10 deep in the cell, and it would just became like part of my, like just something I used to do for like the first year. I would drink like a cup for the whole night. I'd like try to babysit a cup just to hang out with the fellas, but I didn't like the taste of pruno. I couldn't drink it. By the end of that year, like year and a half in, that was an acquired taste because it got to the point where I used to love the taste of it, but I used to make it so strong that it tastes like rubbing alcohol instead of, like, it smelled like rubbing alcohol and it tastes like alcohol. You wouldn't taste the feet so much. You know, it tastes like a low budget Alizé or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was thinking about, what else was messy?
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
People were getting the happy cards, drawing that shit up, and they were getting infections.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. I know some dude that got an infection so bad in his back they had to do surgery on him.
Oh, that happened to a white boy here.
Yeah, I heard that they paralyzed somebody or some shit like that. But James, you want us to call back and then we'll wrap it up or what?
Yeah, call back. Can't leave us hanging now on the happy cards, right? All right. So this is David and Jesse calling in. This time for real. This is gonna be the last call for the night, but we'll be back during the week. Sunday, or not Sunday. Damn, I don't even know. Today is Sunday. We'll be back Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Which reminds me, I gotta go ahead and double check with them to check what their schedule is gonna be like for the video visits on the 24th and the 25th. Maybe we could get some video visits going.
This call is now being recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar.
Cinco.
Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, these dudes were getting like happy cards in the mail, which is like cards that were like soaked with meth or something, And they were doing those and passing them around. But there's a lot of people touching those cards, and they'll let them sit in water, and then they'll draw it up, And these guys were getting like serious infections, man. They were getting back pain, and then they were getting infections, and then you start seeing them go man down. I knew somebody that had scars all over his back, but they had to do surgery. Yeah, it was crazy. He had a crazy infection in his back.
Damn.
I've seen that happen.
Yep, it goes into their spine. It goes into like their spinal fluid or some shit, because it's filtering through their body, And it's just germs and bacteria.
It's a coagulant. There's a coagulant in the Suboxone, the to keep it together, the medication together until you put it under your tongue, the sublinguus or whatever, and that coagulant gets into your bloodstream and starts running into your, your spine and all kinds of stuff, and it messes you up.
No, that shit's all bad. And it's crazy that these dudes do that. I feel bad for them, honestly, because addiction's a motherfucker. And I was able to pull out of it without too much damage. I thank God I don't have no diseases or nothing like that. And I don't know how the hell, honestly. By the grace of God, man, I was able to come out of that with my health. when a lot of other people haven't, even though hepatitis C, when I was doing my time in the system, 90% of the people in the system had hepatitis C. Everybody had hepatitis C in here.
Whether it was from tattoos or drugs.
Yeah, tattoos or drugs. I had it, James. Did you know that? I had it for like 18 years.
Damn, no, I didn't know that.
I did. I had it for 18 years. I got it in 2000. I got it in 2000 on my first term, and I didn't get cured until 2018. Maybe 2019 I got cured when that Harvoni came out.
Yeah.
I took the treatment, and I had already been clean, so I wasn't, I didn't get reinfected or anything. And they test my blood, it's gone. It's undetectable.
Hey, and that treatment is expensive, right? It costs as much as a house, no?
$70,000.
There's one that's he was just talking about it. The doctor talking about it the other day. There's one that's 70,000, and then you have another one that's like 120 or 140,000.
The one that I took was like 70,000. That's what they told me.
Yeah, that Plusa.
Yep.
That's it. Plusa. The Harboni's the one that's like 140, I think, or the other way around. I forget which one.
They gave me Harvoni.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they gave me Harvoni because they said that was the one for the strain that I had, and it was gone. But I mean, I'm lucky. I don't have HIV or nothing like that, and I know people in here that have it. They're HIV positive.
And it was
crazy that
it was over the same thing with over tattoos or using illicit substances.
Yeah, using drugs, sharing needles with people. Yeah.
Damn.
I've never met anybody in here that's had HIV. Well, I knew one dude in the county jail, but he got it from fagging off.
Yeah, they actually. Okay, so one time in Chino, James, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm in Chino prison, and I'm in Sycamore Hall. So they called me out. This was a long time ago. They called me out. They said LOPEZ Medical. So I go to medical, and I'm, Chino prison is like a central. It's a long hallway, it's bars, like it's old school 3 tiers bars. So they pop your door and they yell LOPEZ Medical. So I'm like, all right. So I cruise down and I walk down the stairs and I go out and there's a bunch of people going to medical. There's like they're from the bottom tier, or they're from the other side of Sycamore, because there's 2 sides, and then across the hall was Madrone Hall. So that's like all that was GP at that time. So I cruise out and I go to medical, and I don't know why I'm there. Like, I didn't get a ducket, I didn't get, so I'm there, and I tell the nurse, I'm LOPEZ, so they tell me to go sit down, and I'm with a whole bunch of people. So finally they call my name, and I go into this medical room, and one thing I noticed was she was an Asian lady. I'll never forget that she was an Asian lady, and she had a jacket on, like a medical coat with a symbol on it that I had never seen before. And what was the thing that surprised me is she reached down and to shake my hand, and they don't do that in here. Like, I could count on the top of my head the times that I've actually shaken somebody's hand in prison that was a staff. Probably 3 times max. I've got like fist bumps from like certain sponsors and stuff throughout the years, but nobody shakes your hand in prison. It's just not something you're used to. So when the lady reached out to shake my hand, I shook her hand, and she's like, "Hey, sit down," And she asked me, she goes, "How long have you had HIV?" Yeah,
Wait, what?
I swear to God, James.
Yeah.
I swear to God. And I got that feeling, man. I got a feeling in my stomach. That fucking, like, I was like, "What do you mean? I don't have HIV." And she's like, "Your last name's LOPEZ from Sycamore Hall?" And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "And you're saying you don't have HIV?" I said, I don't have HIV. And I'm starting to get scared, like, do I have HIV? And she goes, "No, where are you housed?" And I told her the cell number. She goes, "No, you're not housed in this cell." And I said, "No." And she goes, "What's your CDC number?" So I told her I had a P number at that time.
Uh-huh.
So I told her my P number, and she goes, "No, it's not you." And I was like, "Let's look at that list." Let's look at that list, because they popped me out. Why would they pop out my door? And she goes, "No, it's a LOPEZ that's right beneath you." And it was some youngster, and I tripped out because I was scared. Like, I made her go over that list a few times, I'm in my early 20s at that time, probably like 23, 24. So I made her go over that list a few times, and it could have been that easy, James, where I could have had HIV. You just don't know, you know.
Yeah.
If you're living that lifestyle, and it would have just been like that. Like one day you just get called and they just tell you, hey, you're dying. You know, now they have medication where you can live a regular life, you know, with treatment and stuff. But during those years, you were done. So, huh?
Well, I was thinking it's funny because when you go to YA, they have this doctor. Anybody that's ever been to YA knows this doctor in SRCC.
Yeah.
He's an old white guy, gray hair with the white coat. And when you get there to YA, to the reception center, they automatically piss test you, AIDS, they do all the testing, and they call you back to the clinic like about a week or two later to give you your results and all that stuff. But you don't know. And he calls you into the office and it's all somber and he gets all like, hey, you know, I really need to talk to you, and he sits you down and he does this whole little pancho, you know what I mean, about it just to and you're literally like the blood's starting to drain because he's like giving all the indicators that you're done. He's like, hey, you know, you took an AIDS test when you first got here, and you know, do you have any family? Is there anybody that you know you'd be contacting if they?
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
He goes into this whole little spill, you know what I mean, and you're literally like panicked, and you know, and then in the end, he's like, well, he goes, and he like gets your hand, and he's just like, look, man, he goes, I just want you to know that you know it doesn't mean that it's over. You know, like there's always something you could do. And then he's like, you gotta remember, we're kids going in there. And then he's like, nah, he goes, look, man, don't worry about it. He goes, you're all right. You know, you're gonna be all right. You know, it's not the end. You don't have AIDS. You know, and he'll do that whole freaking thing.
Yeah.
And he does it to like everybody that comes out there, like, you motherfucker. You know, like, damn, this one scared the shit out of me.
But you know what was crazy about what happened in Chino is that, so when I went out, I started to see all the people that were out there, Jess, and there was a lot. There was about fucking a whole row of people that were going to see that lady.
Yeah, that's AIDS Central. Chino's
yeah,
AIDS
and I didn't,
Central.
but see, I didn't know that. So after that, I went and I talked to one of the dudes, and he was a white boy, you know. And I talked to him. I said, hey, I told him what had happened. And I asked him. He goes, no. He goes, I have it. He goes, I have HIV. He goes, I have HIV and Hep C. He goes, everybody that was out there with you, just pay attention because they get called out every week to go see them. It's a checkup thing that they do. And so you're gonna see this, or it was like a month or something like that, but they all do. So it was the same names. And I seen the kid, the other Lopez. He was young. He wasn't like, you couldn't. There was no different look to them. They didn't look sick or nothing like that, you know. And then because they had Del Norte right there. So in the East Yard, they had a building called Del Norte. So what they would do is they would let them sit in Central, pending housing in Del Norte, which was the HIV building. It was a medical building, and they would go over there for treatment. So a lot of dudes were going through that, you know. So that shit kind of scared me. I was like, fuck, you just don't know.
Yeah, that's a trip right there.
Yep.
Hey, but did it scare you enough to you know stop with any illicit drugs?
No. And that's addiction.
Yeah.
Yes and no. I'm gonna say that I took some precautions. You know what I'm saying? Like before, I was just going with the flow. You know, just kind of just doing what I had to survive. But at least I took precautions of like trying to like clean things that I was using and shit like that. And but it's not enough, man.
He'd be like, hey, can you sign this waiver right here?
Yeah.
That's the precautions he took.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, can you sign this liability waiver, please?
But I had it in the back of my head, you know, like, fuck, man, it's probably got it and shit like that. But I ended up getting tested, you know.
Yeah.
I ended up getting tested, and I came up negative. And after I had already stopped my addiction, and when they won't give you the Hep C treatment if you have HIV. You have to get tested for it. I don't know what the issue is or what medication maybe they have to give you, but I had to take an HIV test before they give me that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Before they give you the
treatment. The Harmonia.
Yeah. It probably messes with your T cells.
Yeah, it's possible. But you know what's crazy is that my liver readings, my enzymes, they're all back to normal. Everything's normal now. Whatever the Hep C was doing to my system, because it was showing that it was actively it was spreading in my system, and it was affecting my liver already.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
And it's all reversed now. Everything my body healed. They do screenings like not too long ago they did a screening. Yeah. Once a year, every 6 months they do a check on my blood to make sure that I'm not reinfected or stuff like that. And yeah, I've been clear. It never came back.
And I just double check right now. So I checked on Google right now. It says Harvoni is 2 HCV fighting drugs, and then it says in one pill. In the United States, Harvoni is approved for HIV negative and HIV positive people with hepatitis C, genotypes 1, 4, 5, and 6 who are over the age of 18. Maybe something's changed, since that time. They were
There's another one. The other one's Epclusa.
No, but for this one, it says Harvoni. It says that they
okay.
So maybe something's changed since they were not allowing it back before.
Yeah, because we got the treatment was years ago when it first came out.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's evolved. I'm sure it's evolved.
Yeah, I got it. I'm telling you, 2018. I got it pretty quick. They told me that they said my count was high enough to where I needed to take the treatment. I got it ahead of other people. Probably because I had it so long,
Yeah. Hey, we got a comment from JD Morales, and he wrote, "Damn! So all it would take is one time getting high. Yeah, that's all it is. You get high with the wrong person, and it's all bad."
But think about it. Look at all the people that die from just one time.
Yeah.
Jesse and I, we've both seen dead bodies in here. We've both seen it. I've seen it. I've watched it. I've seen it. People who got high one time and they were dead right there on the spot. Fuck the disease.
Yeah.
Them dudes OD'd.
Yeah.
They did not bring them back. Whatever the hell happened, I seen dudes here get hit.
Right.
I seen a dude get hit like 7 times in the tear with Narcan, and they still fucking couldn't get him. They got like a whisper of breath.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
Yep.
Yeah.
We seen we seen Dougie die right here.
Who?
Douglas.
Yeah, we seen Dougie Fresh. Douglas. We seen him dead on the tier.
Oh, okay. No, but so they
ago.
brought him back then.
Yeah.
Like shit. Hold on. What happened?
They hit that fool. They hit that fool with a shitload of Narcan.
Dead man walking.
And he survived. It changed his fucking viewpoint. I'll tell you that.
Changed his life.
He was done. We thought he was dead.
Damn.
Yeah, he looked loose like every other dead body we saw.
I figured I just went through his pockets and let me get out here.
So you want us to
Yeah, come back.
To give you a call back just so we can all that.
Yeah. All right. I know I've been saying for the last 3 or 4 calls this was gonna be the last one, but this one for reals is gonna be the last one. And I just want to go ahead and take this moment to thank you guys, the 23 people watching on TikTok. Likes, man, gracias. And then also for the few individuals that we got on YouTube watching. And one of them would be JD Morales. Let me see what else possibly do we have on TikTok over here. Oh, let me patch this through. We got Chacha y gracias, Chacha.
This call is now being recorded.
Link. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
5.
Gracias por utilizar Global Tel Link.
Hello.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep. Let that be a lesson. Let that be a lesson to people, One time, that's it. Done.
One and
I
done.
put my knife on Douglas' stomach, grabbed his pager and his shoes, and I was like, I steal, I don't kill.
Yeah, that's who just fell out dead.
Damn.
Yep.
Or Dougie, he said, hold up.
Oh.
Playing with that Grim Reaper. Playing with that Grim Reaper.
Yeah, I hope our I hope our show tonight was somewhat entertaining for
Yeah,
y'all.
we got a little bit of it all. You know, we got the what the message that we're trying to push out right here. We got Pruno in county jail, and we got the hepatitis C talk, the HIV talk,
Yep.
the
They know.
live after narcotics and being brought back to life. So I think you guys covered a lot today.
I think we covered everything. I mean, honestly, I don't know. Starlight, what do you think?
I mean, pretty much that's it. We have no purpose in life anymore.
Yeah. We pretty much we've said our message.
Hey, you know what? So I got a question for you guys because I was talking to my lady.
Yeah.
I was listening to this YouTube channel, and then they were talking about non-designated yards, and my lady was she was asking me, so she was like, you know, because I was trying to break it down to her as best as I can, you know, without ever being in a prison. So then she was like, so she was like, well, what do David and Jesse think right now with this whole, since their yard's gonna get flipped? And I was like, well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know how they feel about it. But I could ask them, you know, how do you guys feel about, you know, the yard being flipped? Do you guys have any concerns, any safety concerns? How are you guys gonna handle this whole situation?
Well, very gratefully. Yeah, we have concerns, of course.
That's why I've been practicing my sprint.
I do Tai Chi now. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been practicing my crane kick out there off the bleachers.
Yeah, he's doing the crane kick from Karate Kid.
Yeah, from Karate Kid.
Yep, that's what he's doing.
Wax on.
Yep. No, this is the thing. So the way that they implemented the non-designated policy for the level 2s and 1s was horrible. Horrible. There was crazy riots. There were so many incidents, it wasn't even funny. So many people were getting hurt.
They're still doing it.
Yeah, they're still doing it. And that's the fucked up part. Like, we've seen it on our yard because Ford Block right here is a non-designated. It was level 2. And them dudes were coming every single week on Tuesday and Wednesday. It was on and cracking out there. You know, and it's just in the morning. And so level 3s now, now they're going to try it on level 3. So the thing is with level 1s and 2s is it's mandatory. Everybody there is either going to be non-designated or they're going to hurt somebody and pick up their points and go level 3. What we're told is that it's going to be for people who request it. So people could, when they go to committee, they can request, I want non-designated programming, and they could get sent here. So there's going to be GPs on this yard, supposedly. Dudes who are active and whatever, but they're going to be dudes that have been programming.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
And they're supposed to be screening like who comes and stuff like that, you know. But we don't believe that they're going to do that. That's the only thing. I think they're going to pluck a bunch of people off of other yards. They're going to lie to them and tell them that this prison is fucking the San Quentin to the south. And there's all kinds of freaking you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're going to say that there's all kinds of opportunities here, and there's freaking
San Diego State.
Yeah, San Diego State, which is cool, but there's just not enough space for all those people. They already
And
got
it's not a viable path to San Diego State.
Yeah, because the college program here is they got a lot of work to do. They're getting better at it, but there's still a long ways to go. So people are going to come here and they're not going to have shit to do. They're going to be trying to, and then the yard is split like level 4, so they're going to be mad because they're coming from level 3s that have open tiers. You know, you can go to yard all day if you want. So that's going to cause a lot of problems. There's going to be a ton of complaining and shit, and eventually there'll probably be violence. You know, people trying to get out of here, people fighting. So Jesse and I are concerned enough to where we're going to make sure that we pay attention to our surroundings, and we know where not to be. We've both been in prison a long time, so I can read the room.
And do you think
it's not? There's there's no real concern enough to be like, oh man, like nothing's gonna change about the way we're doing our program. All we're gonna do is what's going on. Like they're not bringing anybody here that's gonna be any real threat. There might be a person or two that slips through the cracks that still believes they got something else going on in their life, but everybody that's gonna come here is pretty much screened for.
Yeah.
These are guys who who've been programming for years, who just want to do their time, and they don't care whether they're on GP or SNY. They're just doing their time, and they're trying to get through. Yeah. So I don't believe there's going to be any imminent danger here. And like I said, the few guys that may slip through the cracks, they're going to get off on the first person they see, and it's not going to be me.
Yeah. We'll pay attention to when the buses come. When the buses come and fools roll up, we'll pay attention, see who's who. We kind of know what to look for. And we'll just avoid that. We'll just avoid them. They're going to do what they do, and it's going to be on whoever they can get to first. And it ain't going to be us.
Yep, that's for sure.
Yep. We have food in the cell. I might have to give up my dream of my ostrich skin boots for a while. Get some sopas. You know what I mean? Get some sopas right here. But now we'll be all right. We got no problem staying in from Chow if there's a bus that just showed up and we don't know who's on it. We'll stay right here in this motherfucker cell, make some oatmeal, we got some powdered milk, some cold cereal, and we'll just wait until yard opens later. By then, whatever's happened has already happened.
By that time, our neighbor will have already got beaten up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll send Felipe out there.
Yeah, we'll send Felipe. Hey, Felipe, you can go see if they're doing mail call or
grab
something.
a sack lunch for us, please.
Yeah, go grab me a sack lunch and let me know if there's any gang members out there beating people up.
Mm-hmm. I left my rice on the table out there, Felipe. Can you go get it for me?
Yeah, can you grab that rice? Yeah. Make sure you wear your good dress, too.
Yeah, don't forget your diaphragm.
Yeah, make sure you take your diaphragm and your Sunday's best. Get out there.
I got a question from Doreen Waters, and she's asking, do they get visits on Christmas?
Yeah, sure do. Yeah. I don't get a visit on Christmas. I don't celebrate Christmas, so it don't matter to me.
Yeah, they got Christmas visits. Me and my family decorated the visiting, and some other people's families too, like helped the first time to decorate the visiting room with all kinds of Christmas stuff. So just to make it feel a little more festive, and they're gonna be handing out like Christmas, Christmas bags or like little goodie bags with like I think candies in it or something. I don't know. So might want to be careful on a yard like this. They probably got some predators around here.
They don't want to be taking candy from some of these.
Yeah, they're little goodie bags. I'm gonna have to be careful who I give the goodie bags to, because they might turn around and try to give them back to me like, "Hey, little boy."
Hey, there's some dudes. Those are the dudes that are pretty much paranoid about this non-designated. Though they're gone.
Yeah,
because they're gonna have to pull us into committee. Probably in a couple weeks. They're gonna have to pull us to committee and ask us if we want a program on a non-designated yard, and whoever says no, they have to transfer.
Yeah,
and
those dudes are bound.
Would they be going to a if they're a level an override? Do they go back to a level 3 or do they get bumped up to a level 4?
No, if you're an override, you're an override. They can put you on level 4 if they need to like for housing and shit like that. But if you're level 3, they'll put you on another level 3.
But most of the predators are level 3 or level 2 anyways.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they have to. They're low. Most of them are here like on school overrides or Volk overrides or stuff like that. So a lot of them have been expressing concern about it. But I try to tell them like, man, you guys are tripping. Yeah. But I don't want them to leave, because with them, you know what it is. You know what I mean? Like, they don't bring no trouble here to the yard. They might get their little.
They might bring trouble to a schoolyard.
Yeah, exactly. They might bring trouble to the playground.
Yeah.
But they're definitely not going to bring no trouble here to the prison yard where I'm trying to program and get out. And if they leave, it just makes room for more idiots to show up. People that are up to no good. And so, let them stay where they want to stay. They don't bother nobody. They're not.
Just like out in society, James, and that's what I like about the non-designated concept is, I don't ask people what they're here for.
Nope.
you know, I've actually found out what a couple of these dudes are here for. And I don't look at them the same, you know. I'm just like, man, this dude's a straight fucking scumbag. But I don't talk to them. Like, I don't have to associate with them. Just like if you see somebody out there out in society that you know got busted for something funny, and he's out there.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
He's out there working, or he's in your community or something like that. Like, you don't got to talk to him or interact with him. Like, you know who it is, you know what it is, and you just stay the fuck away from him and make sure that you're safe, you know. Don't
Make
take
sure
no
your
goodie
kids-
bags from him or nothing like that, you know, and
Yeah.
mind your own
Kids
business.
are protected.
You know, it's not my job to be a it's not my job to be a crime fighter and all that other shit. My job is just to get home to my family, and that's what it is, you know.
Yep. Can't be being a vigilante taking
yep.
somebody else's inventory.
Do I feel some type of way towards it? Fucking absolutely. But it's just like I would anywhere else. But it's not my job to be doing that, you know, to be fucking avenging everybody's bullshit.
Yep.
For
So
sure.
that's my view. That's my view towards it, you know. So that's the only thing that's good about the lifting the designation and the labels, you know, because at the end of the day, the SNY policy is a failed policy. It didn't work. It's failed. This place is a fucking pandemonium in SNY. This yard's calmer, but I've been in yards that are fucking nuts, and I'm good on that, you know. The non-designated league is cool with me.
Take it.
I'll take it. Yep.
I'm not even worried about what they're doing in prison.
Nope, I ain't worried about prison. What prison's doing? I don't care. That's not my thing.
So we're down to about 2 more minutes before our call gets disconnected. Any shout outs you guys gonna want to do before we part ways tonight?
I do. I want, you know, as always, I give a shout out to my beautiful wife. Thank you for putting up with my bullshit. Everybody, you know, everybody that was listening. Large man. Marlene, I didn't hear Marlene on here tonight, you know, but I send my shout out to Marlene and to everybody.
Crushed
To
without
Starlight.
Marlene.
Yeah, who really appreciate Starlight was representing for us, you know.
Yeah.
There's a few new names on there that I couldn't remember, like Maribel and who else? Chubby Jessica, of course.
Yeah,
Rosie.
Yeah, Chubby Jessica didn't show up.
Yeah, Rosie. Yeah,
We're
Rosa,
lost without Chubby Jessica. Rosa.
and
yeah,
Rosie.
Yeah, Rosa. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, then the one with 3 names that always has Jason in it. There's one with 3 names, or is it 3 different people? 3 different. Did you say like so and so, and Jason said hi?
Oh, there was one. Let me see. I don't know. Oh, Vicky Marie, and Johnny.
There we go. Yeah. Damn.
Vicky Marie and Johnny.
All 3 of them.
Yep, definitely send my love to my family and all the supporters of the show. The lights, man. Gracias for tapping in. Hope everything's good with you and your son and the grandbabies and everything's going smooth. You enjoying that semi-retirement lifestyle?
Well, Frisco put the smash down today, but it was on a terrible team, so he's probably still super happy about that still.
Yeah, he seems to feel like he's doing something right
He's jazzed.
now. He's jazzed. But yeah, send my shout out to you too, James, and to your wife and the little one. Hopefully everything's good right there. Thank you for the Christmas card. We did get the Christmas year card. Gracias.
Yeah, it was great.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
Gracias a
The
ti.
Lolo. Gracias a usted with the Lolo.
With that being said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what's gonna get.
Like a candle in the wind. Life's like a candle. Once you blow it out, it's lights out. And with that, we are out. A rato.
Al rato. Buenas noches.
All right, guys. So that's it. That's it for tonight. We're going to go and part ways. Highly appreciate you guys. But we'll be back during the week. All right. We won't be back tomorrow, but we'll be back throughout the week. Chacha, gracias. Highly appreciated. And till the next stream. Where's my off button? Oh, here it is.